right, I hope everybody's ready to watch a nice little clan game between, well, and a clan league match between Pro and TM today. You can look at the structure of the format here, where I personally, a few months ago, we watched like a little teaser of this last weekend, I guess I'll say. We saw like the first section of these games be played between, what was it, 8 p.m. and I want to say RAM. Look, I'm probably wrong. I'm going to tell you right now. Old man memory is struggling. But you can look at the match format. So basically, before these games, both teams sent me the name of the players. They sent me who's going to go into what matches on what map, and basically, correct me if I'm wrong, Randy, but you guys used just a random generator to determine what maps are played and what matches. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the maps were done by an AI was used to randomly choose them.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
We had a pool of maps for each different game size, and then just randomly drawn from those pools.
So you can see here the 1v1s. Whatever team wins gets 1 point. 2v2s get 2 points, and so forth until we could determine at the end who has the most points are the ones that win. If we go and look at the maps, you can see like this is kind of what Randy was talking about. There's a pool of maps that are randomly chosen from. Kind of cool maps, all things considered. I'm a big fan of a lot of these maps. We've seen a lot of these maps. And if we go to the versus screen, we can actually see, courtesy of Volshock once again coming out of the woodwork to give us these wonderful little graphics. We can see the teams, right? So TM, a lot of these names pretty familiar, pretty storied, long-time players of Bar, a lot of tournament winners. And you go look at Pro, and there's a few there yourself you might recognize. A few very solid players. Some I can never remember how Volshock described Pro, but always the silver medalists. But maybe this time, Randy, you feeling pretty confident? You guys feeling confident in your team this tournament?
Yeah, I'm always confident.
Damn right. All right, look, that's good to hear. Look, he's confident. I'm confident that we're going to see some good games. That's all I'm confident about. So if we go look at the 1v1s, we can see the maps that were chosen for us. Now, I believe the order of which maps are going to be played are going to be kind of determined on, like, okay, make sure everybody's here, which players are playing, and I will reveal them as, we go and see who's playing against who, because again, nobody knows. Like I was talking, a bit before this with Randy about like, who they have guesses of who they think are they're going to be against, and that's always fun to see that and like the mind games that go into, well, who do we put forward, right? Because there's a limited amount of players you can put forward. You can't always do repeats. It's super interesting. But do we have, Randy? Do you know? Do we have like? Have we figured out who's playing first? Like what map's going first?
We're just trying to sort that out right now. I think there was some communication breakdowns between the two team captains to begin with.
Always. Look, that's how it goes, man. Bar lobby sim is the default. All right, it wouldn't be a bar tournament without bar lobby sim. Well. We are going to have to wait a moment, then I guess we'll look and get these players in. I guess we can go back real quick, and we can actually leave the format up for those of you that are going to be kind of, interested to see how it works, as it is a little bit more in-depth than a lot of these tournaments that we've seen in Bar. It's a bit more complicated, but it's cool. It's cool. Let's see how this goes. Let's see. Okay, hold on. So out of curiosity, Randy, how did you guys pick these maps? Did you guys like get together with the teams and kind of pick maps, or did somebody just decide it? Like how was this decided?
I think I can't really remember. It's quite a while ago now. Me and Zeeberg were going through this, but I think me and Zeeberg just both like came up with a load of maps for each game state, game size, and then just randomly selected a handful for each.
Yeah. Are you disappointed with any of the picks that the AI gave you out of curiosity? Any maps you wish you had seen or disappointed that you are going to see, I guess?
Well, the good thing about this format is if it's a map I don't like, I can just let someone else play it instead.
That's true. You know, throw part of the clan members at it and make them do the work. That's always fun.
But yeah, I don't want to say any specific maps because it'll give too much away.
Look, that's true. That's true. We do want to be somewhat, you know, little discreet, I guess, with our what maps you guys feel comfortable on. I'm super curious. Oh man, I don't know. I'm super curious what you guys are gonna think about the players that got picked this time as some of these matchups I've seen. Because again, I have the whole list. Some of these matchups are kind of interesting for me. Kind of funny to look at. And I'm looking forward to these games. Some of them actually are relatively familiar. Oh, I see. We have a Barcast stepping into the lobby. Is he gonna be our first? Is that what's happening here? What's happening?
I think the first map may be Cape Violet.
Cape Violet. Okay, look, are we sure? Can I reveal the players? Are we confident in that?
Just checking that Autopilot's happy to do this map first.
Look, once again, we gotta think.
I'll guess that this would be Sash Curran.
Oh, okay.
However, I can't see him in the lobby or online, so that might be wrong.
Look, you'll find out in a moment. Whenever you're ready. I just want to click this button. I can't describe to you how much I want to click this button. It's just right in front of me, and like Volshock made these wonderful little visuals. It's just right there, screaming at me to be clicked. Look, eventually, boys, I'll be allowed to click these buttons, and we get to see who's playing who. But if we go through, we can of course see that, you know, we got like our 2v2s. We'll have Ring Atoll, which is going to be a crazy map. It's going to be an actually wild map.
We've done a few practice games on that, and it's definitely gives some weird, interesting games. Tends to be quite short games.
I do not doubt it. I don't think I've actually ever played Ring Atoll, but I've definitely seen it played, and it's kind of be a crazy map. 3v3 Whitefire. Okay, that's a big map for a 3v3. I'm ready for that. I feel like usually...
Yeah, also a fun one, I think, as well.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times, right? Like in a Mega Series, I think we saw it, and now that I think about it, I think that's the only time I've seen it, now that I've said that. But it tends to be a pretty interesting small team map. Okay, wait, are we in? Okay, they're picking Cape Violet. So. All right, so those of these that are in the lobby get to see that. Wait, is this backwards again? Why is this backwards again? All right, look, hold on. We're going to blame Volshock for this. All right, everybody just collectively group up with me, and we're going to blame Volshock. I had to refresh it again. All right. Well, Autopilot was the first pick for Cape Violet versus, according to this, Leakka is his opponent. Which, now that I see, of course, I see a wonderful Barcast in here. I'm not wondering, like, why is Barcast in here? Wait, no, he is Cape Violet. Oh, I see. Hold on. Wait a minute. No, this is wrong. Oh, my God. I got to find the Volshock and complain. This guy.
No.
Oh, my God. Hold on. Can I change this? Hold on. Maybe I can change this. I can figure this out together. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I should ping Volshock before I break something. All right, I'm going to ping Volshock.
Best season technical difficulties.
Look. Shockingly, Leakka will be playing. Not yet. So, let me go. I figured it out. We do know that Barcast is the one that's playing. We do know that, as he's in here, and I've said it multiple times. I wonder and I'm looking to see if I can fix this, but I am actually kind of afraid to edit the Figma to try and, like, fix that, because I feel like that's a good way for me to just totally break. All right, hold on. Can I? No. Yeah. Okay. I don't want. No. Look. We'll just until I can find Volshock. Just know that it's Barcast. Okay. It's Barcast versus Autopilot.
It's a sick matchup.
It's a good matchup. It should be cool. I'm looking forward to this. One of the interesting things for this format so far is we've kind of had like some of the players that are going to be playing in this are rotating through and doing like a little bit of co-casting. So I actually have Razer with me for these 1v1s. Oh god. Okay, hold on. Look, Volshock is. And it should be pretty fun. We're gonna be recycling in and out. I know I'm gonna get Randy might show up for a little bit of casting later. Maybe we'll find some more players that want to jump in and talk about the games we're gonna watch. Does Otto and Barcast need time? Is that are they good to go? Because I'm good to watch some bar. Well, I go furiously type to a Volshock off screen.
Psych Barcast is ready, just waiting for the tick from Otto. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'll leave you to it, and I'll hop on a bit later on to join you. I think Razer's going to be casting with you for the first game.
Should be good. Once we get in there, of course, because we can't have bar tournaments with no lobby sim. Like, it just wouldn't feel right. Wait, maybe I should actually instead of saying it out loud with a 3-minute delay, maybe I should type. Just in case. Oh my god. Okay. One day Otto will ready up and we'll actually get in. One day. You could. I've seen a few games on Cape Violet in my time, but many of them are like small team games. I'm not 100% how this map plays in 1v1s. It seems like it could be a pretty interesting map. I'm assuming, Randy, you played this a decent amount in 1v1s. If you're still here, now that I think about that, you might not even be here anymore.
I'm still there.
Yeah.
Okay, Violet?
Yeah. Is it?
I played one game with the Barcast in this last week.
What do you think? Is it a cool map or?
Yeah, I think this was one of the maps I wanted to put in the pool, and I think it's an interesting one for 1v1.
Volshock fixed it.
Tends to get played more 3v3, 4v4.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've seen.
I think that's a bit. The seas tend to be uneven matchups, as one side's favoured on the north and then the other side on the south, so they tend to be kind of stomps. But I think 1v1 that kind of fixes that.
Yeah, just looking at the map, it does seem like it's one that would be kind of cool in 1v1s with the mix land sea. It's like High Noon, I guess we saw in the recent BPL, and it's it's kind of like a more turtley frontline, I guess. Not as big. It's like a turtley frontline like High Noon, but not nearly as high macro, I feel like, with the various sea strategies you can do on a map like this, and it seems like it could lead to some interesting games. Eventually. Man, I'm looking at this Autopilot guy, just staring at him, waiting for him to ready up. Typical Otto. I don't know why I'm saying that. I don't think Otto's ever done that specifically, but I just want to say typical Otto at this point.
Anyway, I'll leave you to it now, and Razer can take over. I'll be back later on.
All right. Well, hopefully Razer's here.
I am here. Yep.
All right.
And take over I shall.
Look, this is gonna be a. Oh, looks like they're ready. Oh my God. There's time. We can do it. Please, Barcast asking, please throw so it can be a cinematic series. This poor man. Look, This could be a good set. I mean, it is Autopilot, right? And Auto being one of the better players of Bar, I guess we'll say. It makes it. But I mean, Barcast is no slouch himself. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you could consider drawing Autopilot the short straw, but Barcast is a fantastic player. I think he's capable of taking games from anyone.
Yeah, I definitely like going into this in my mind. I'm like favoring Otto only because of like his long history and you know a lot of his tournament success. But it is really hard to discount Barcast as like you said he's very solid, especially in the 1v1 format. He can easily hold his own with any of these players. Like, you know, looking at this map, I actually don't know. I'm curious if there's like some like faction favorites, I guess. Like we saw in BPL, Cortex was very, very much so overrepresented. Poor Armada, thrown into the trash for that tournament. I really am curious if we're going to see just mainly core dominance, especially on a map like this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very dynamic map, so perhaps we'll see something we're not expecting.
Well, we're getting into it. And I think it looks like, yeah, both were core initially, and it looks like both are going to continue being core. Neither one of these players willing to be adventurous with their clan league lives on the line.
Yeah, it looks like we have quite standard openings from both players. I guess they're playing it safe, which makes sense, I suppose, for a tournament game.
Yeah, only slight variation is Otto's going for the 3-mechs, whereas Barcast going straight for the 2-mechs. A little bit earlier lab. I'm curious if this is just for quicker cons, or if this is quicker cons, or if this is for like an aggressive play. But we'll have to see. I was kind of curious what Otto's going to do. Okay, so vehicle. So bot lab from Barcast probably going to utilize a lot of the massive reclaim. All British people sound alike. Is that it now? Is that what I'm hearing?
It's okay. People have said worse things. It's not a bad thing to sound like Randy, I think.
That's true. Randy's very calming. He's a very calming soul. All right, he sounds calming until he's you know against you in like some sort of lane or 1v1. Then it's not so calming. But when he's just talking, he's very calming. So yeah, Barcast going for this resbot immediately. You know, he's gonna end up. There's quite a lot of energy reclaim on this map. I think there's metal reclaim too. Or am I losing my mind? I think I might be losing my mind.
Yeah, I'm just having a look now. I can't actually see any metal reclaim, but he did pick up that third mechs quite late, so.
Yeah, just slight metal lead from Otto at the moment. Although again, with the slower cons, the Barcast probably will be able to bring that back and equalize the metal.
Yeah, he's also able to get a build turret up already, so there's some extra build power on the lab where he can move out with his commander.
Yeah, the benefit of the resbot here, right? Like you get a substantial energy income from that resbot, allowing you to get the con turret up much quicker. Whereas Otto's, you know, doesn't have a lot of BP in base. He's just utilizing his commander to do so. Con turret going down.
Yeah, we have
now,
the Rascal. The Rascal just came through for Autopilot, but these grunts by Barcast shut it down. So no successful scouting by Autopilot there.
Yeah, the map it's choke pointy enough, right? Like getting any sort of scout aggression on a map like this feels very difficult, considering how small this. Like Barcast is putting a single LLT that basically covers all avenues into his side of the map.
Yeah, I think this map is always going to be a bit of a macro fest, but you know, with there being water on the map as well, it makes for some interesting plays. Like could we see seaplanes or something like that? Maybe some amphib plays.
Yeah, I'm curious if either player opts for a shipyard here. I know playing this in small teams, like ships totally dominate the middle, but I mean that is a pretty hefty metal, like investment. With I don't know, realistically, how much value could you get off of ships on this? And it might be a lot, it might not be. We'll have to see what they decide to build here. As I'm imagining, we're going to see a pretty slow early game where both players just try and get to their mid, secure it. And go tier 2 and see just like you said, turn into a bit of a macro fest. Look, before Volshank yells at me, guys, we should do this. All right. There you go. Now he can't. Now he can't yell at me. We all saw it. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised how aggressive Barcast is being here. I guess he's just looking for anything, but I feel like on a map like this, it's gonna be very difficult to get any sort of value.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it does let him keep an eye on Autopilot as well. These grunts have a good sort of line of sight, so they can see what's happening.
And like you know, with the quicker spawn, Barcast is substantially further ahead of Auto, just getting to like mid, right? Securing it, grabbing these mexes, getting LLTs down. I thought I saw an air lab in his base. That is so early. Wow. Interesting. Barcast opting for multiple con. Oh no, he's getting cons at a few fighters immediately, whereas Auto just stops making units and just making an amphibious con to start grabbing the C-mexes.
Yeah, air lab's strong on a map like this where there's a big choke in the middle. Of course, it's difficult to push forward with ground units, so a lot of the time I think it makes sense to try and make plays with air in this scenario.
Yeah, like unless you're going for some sort of crazy aggressive play, like it's an interesting play for Barcast to you know, very immediately swap to this air lab. I'm actually curious if Auto's gonna scout this with this rover or this rascal.
I believe the LLT was going to pick it off.
Yeah, it should not. Yeah, it doesn't quite manage to see any of the fighters flying over. That would have been a pretty hefty information, like, benefit for Auto there. Getting ooh, oh, we are seeing a shipyard from Auto. Geo right into the shipyard off the little coastline. Interesting.
Yeah, Barcast making a shipyard here.
Oh, and he's doing okay. Wow. Okay, so similar builds from both players, just slightly different. Auto going, I think, a little bit more heavily invested into the shipyard, as I don't actually know if Barcast could have supported that off the coastline, whereas Auto's making multiple con turrets beforehand.
Yeah, he has got a vehicle construction
nice.
unit, the underwater one, the Beaver. So, well, the Muskrat actually, the core, isn't it? It's going around capping mechs under the water.
Yeah, actually like this a lot. Barcast flying con turrets forward to support his sea lab, rather than, you know, where Auto is simply just building them in the sea lab. Barcast, you know, already having them built, is just flying them forward.
Yeah, the amphibious tank coming through on the bottom of the map now as well for Autopilot. There is an LLT there though for Barcast, and a second one was being created, but Barcast switched to more wind.
Yeah, this E-stall is kind of hurting him a lot here. This LLT should be able to fire. Actually, wow, I'm surprised Auto decided not to go for that. But, I mean, the LLT's paid for themselves, I guess. Well, the frigate's going to come out, not see anything here, but, I mean, a frigate can't exactly raid, you know, like C-mexes, right? Like, he's here looking for cons, maybe, but not really anything to kill until he gets something like a destroyer out or a sub, and it looks like he's going for a destroyer.
Yeah, the scout plane coming over now for Barcast. He's gonna look to get some information.
Ooh, wow.
But gets taken out by the anti-air turret.
Kind of well planned there from Auto. Already having that AA up, despite not scouting air, he kind of smelled that something was going on. He just assumed air, which is, I mean, I guess realistically air is going to be the safe bet always on a map like this, but these air cons from Barcast actually really smart, building jellyfish on these little like islands to lock down the water. Interesting. I'm curious. It looks like we're building up for a pretty large sea fight in the south, as well as a lot of amphibious tanks.
Yeah, I don't know that Barcast has actually seen Auto's gun C yet. I mean, he must assume Auto's doing something, right? Because he hasn't seen any air from Auto, but I don't think he's actually seen the shipyard or any ships.
Yeah, I mean, it gets revealed now, and Barcast is going to lose this frigate for essentially nothing. Which, I mean, in these sea fights, right, it's kind of brutal losing a ship like, oh wait, maybe? There's no way. 100 HP.
Oh, surely not.
It actually gets away. That's kind of crazy. Oh, if this jellyfish actually completes... Oh, man, not quite. Just barely. That would have been a pretty massive advantage for Barcast in this spot if that jellyfish finished.
Yeah, they air lab up for Autopilot as well now, so there are planes flying around the map, shooting each other down.
Well, we're building up to a pretty massive sea fight, although Auto with this jellyfish on his cliff is actually in an even more annoying spot. Like, this is actually kind of just so many annoying positions for these jellyfish to make these sea fights kind of awkward. I'm curious. It looks like neither play. Oh wait, actually, never. I see it now. Barcast has opted for a tier 2 lab in his base, whereas Auto is just fully pumping ships. I feel like this is gonna be a scary moment for Barcast in the next few minutes.
Yeah, it could be a really dangerous timing for him. There's a lot of ships here for Autopilot. If he can, you know, cause a lot of damage and push forward, he could just claim the whole sea quite early potentially.
Oof. This is another aircon. And Auto has found a hole where these LLTs are not quite stopping this. Multiple amphibious tanks are going to get into the backline of Barcast and actually start killing some X's.
Oh, this is really interesting. Autopilot's using some sea constructors to try and build a Dragon's Maw up on top of this island here.
Ooh, I like that a lot. That's actually going to totally deny this avenue, although Barcast not quite managing to get the jellyfish up in time. This tier 2 timing is kind of scary. There's amphibious tanks on Barcast lab, and he's still making a con. I don't know if... Maybe he didn't see... Okay, he sees it now, but... Oh, man, that converter is almost bad. Multiple winds are going to go down.
Thankfully the winds are quite spaced, which is good. He's not going to have any chaining issues, but... Barcast calls GG. That's it.
Calls it instantly. Dang. Kind of a rough game there. I almost wonder if that was the like the tier 2 timing was just kind of awkward. Maybe he didn't expect you know, like Auto to be so aggressive, but well, I guess we have
it's a bit of a risky gambit, I suppose.
Okay, let's see. Look, I can figure this out. No, wait, I don't need no Volshock. There we go. We have our first point for TM. And if we go back, I am curious what the next map is going to be. It looks like it's going to be Feast of Hades, but it's kind of up to the players. Oh god, hold on. One day, I can figure this out. There we go. I guess I should figure out, I should ask them, is Feast of Hades next?
Yeah, I believe that's the plan, but...
It looks like the plan, and it's kind of what was set up, right? So I'm assuming it is. But, you know, everybody's got, like... Yeah, they've got, like only so much time and all that. That Randy was a little more flexible about, okay, what maps are which, and it's pretty easy for me to click different ones. It's not a big deal. Look, I can... Neither of them are responding, so now I don't know. like, should I reveal? Oh man, this is the fun part. Let me go message Randy, maybe. Should I reveal? Oh, okay. Wait, okay, so Pro says they're good for Feast of Hades? Alright, well, if we can go look, I'm just going to assume this is... If I'm wrong, we're not blaming me, we're going to find Volshock and blame him. Okay, that's just... I feel like that's just what we got to do. We can see that Slick like Vic versus Leakka for our Feast of Hades match. And... You know, this should be kind of a fun one. Slick kind of a little bit newer to the 1v1 scene, whereas Leakka is kind of an old hand. But Slick is he's had a bit of a Rocky Balboa moment of he's kind of had an arc where he just starts training, and He's been looking real scary. BPL, he was looking real good, looking real solid. He's kind of running into some of like the actual juggernauts of bar 1v1s. And again, he despite that, still, I believe top 8, if I remember right, in the BPL overall, which is pretty impressive for your first tournament, first 1v1 tournament, I guess I'll say. Whereas Leakka has kind of just been an old hand of Bar. He's been in almost every 1v1 tournament since I started playing. Pretty solid player. Now we get to see him on Feast of Hades. I'm down for that.
Yeah, this should be a good game. I think you know, both strong players. Like you mentioned, Slick obviously doing really well in the recent BPL.
All right, now we just need to find Leakka. Wait, there's Leakka. He's in here. We can do this. Pro can bring this back. They can get some points on the board. The last game was kind of just unfortunate timing, all things considered, for Barcast. He had some really interesting creative ideas, and it just was all like just slightly delayed. I feel like a lot of that sea fight would have been very different had he managed to get that jellyfish up. It was like 80% completed. The tier 2 timing was just awkward. I don't know, nothing really much more you can say about that. It was just super awkward.
Yeah, I mean, if he hadn't run into that aggression at that exact moment, you know, he probably would have been able to capitalize on that, you know, and be ahead with the tier 2 eco. But
yeah, I mean, that's kind of the danger, right? With Bar is the tier 2 timing is one of the most complicated things to not mess up, and if you do mess it up and somebody's available to punish you, it's just kind of not recoverable. And I mean, that's just. Barcast put a lot of metal into a tier 2 lab, and Auto put it into ships, and Barcast saw the writing on the wall and dipped out, especially with the amphibious tanks hitting when they did. But game 2, Feast of Hades, Slick like Vic versus Leakka. I've seen this map a few times in BPL. I say a few times. I've seen this map a lot in multiple BPLs. I think we saw an Alpha Cup, though I probably am wrong about that. As it's all kind of just blurring together into a big group of 1v1 tournaments. But it's been it was at one point a pretty popular 1v1 map, and has been generating pretty good games every time I tend to watch it.
yeah, it's another map with a lot of choke points. So whilst, you know, it is quite large and open, it's also it's in a way it's also kind of closed off because there's a lot of places you can, you know, cut the map in half. And I think it also tends to generate quite long macro games a lot of the time.
Yeah, definitely a very macro map. And you know, we've seen like you said, it's really choke pointy map, and it tends to go late. And I want to say maybe one of these players will play ARM, but I think my hopes and dreams in that regard might continue just being dreams. Yeah, it looks like both players are core, and I'm going to assume, I think we're going to see a vehicle lab from both. Maybe I'll be wrong.
Yeah, you'd assume so, I think. Opting for the safe options.
Yeah,
I can't say I blame them.
There's a few spots on this map that we've seen, like I've seen before, like where bot labs maybe are good, but the dominance of the Incisor and recent 1v1 meta has just kind of made, you know, bot starts not bad, but also just kind of awkward. Like they're just kind of awkward. They've kind of fallen out of favor, and you can kind of see that here as both players opting for a Cortex vehicle open.
Yeah, not quite a mirror matchup though, because we've got the Leakka starting up in the very top corner, and Slick's opted to start a bit further forward. So I don't know if he's planning to start closer for, you know, a certain expand path, or perhaps he wants to do some early aggression and would rather be, you know, spawn closer so the units get there sooner.
Yeah, from what I can see and vaguely remember, right, Leakka's spawn is a little safer. It's a little harder to get to his base in this corner, you know, relatively choke pointy. Whereas Slick's, right, there's a 3-mex cluster basically in every direction he goes, except for like the map edge directions. So it's kind of ends up being just a very quick, like, expansion spawn, but and it's not quite like the forward spawns where it's like, okay, this is like a super aggressive build. This is like he just wants to play normal, take his mexes and get into a nice solid macro lead.
Yeah, really good expansion path from the spot where Slick started. Of course, Leakka up on the up in the corner there, his energy farms are going to be safer.
Yeah, definitely more choked off, isolated position. First Rascals are going across, and you know, of course, in this spawn, of course, that Slick's in, like I said, it's a little less safe, which means he really needs to be on top of this Rascal Micro to defend against these raids, to capitalize on you know, the economic benefit of being in this spawn. Ooh, first Rascal's
Yeah,
gonna
we
get
got some
in.
interaction. Yeah.
Ooh, unlucky. Slick getting a solar tapped. Not the biggest deal, but definitely not the most fun thing to have happen. Luckily, is plenty of energy, so not the worst thing to happen.
Yeah, Leakka postured quite defensively at the minute. He's kept a lot of scouts back to defend.
And neither player managed to get much any sort of advantage off of these early Rascal. Like you said, Leakka being a little more defensive with his Rascals, just making sure he can secure his you know, his base and defend against Slick's harassing Rascals. Ooh, he's gonna catch out. Looks like maybe at least just one of Slick's Rascals. Might actually catch the second one here. Man, okay, so both of Slick's Rascals do go down, and Slick has already swapped to Incisors. That feels kind of dangerous to me. Like, we've seen this in the VPL where a player swaps to these Incisors way too early, and the other player is still heavily on scouts. And they kind of just can't handle the harassment that comes their way.
Yeah, it can get punished. If I think if Leakka had made, you know, a few more scouts, it could be a bit hairy, but I think Slick's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it looks like this LLT placement plus the incisors should be able to lock down this northern spot. The more western one is definitely a bit more open.
Yeah, there are some scouts coming in now. I think they might get a bit of damage here.
And Slick's slightly
They
down
pick off
in
a metal
units.
extractor.
Oh, maybe two? Should be able to get two, although it looks like Leakka... Oh, he actually stops microing. He's gonna get two. Should manage to get another Rascal in the back line and continue to harass Slick, but...
Yeah, he's got one he can keep running around. It's gonna use up Slick's APM chasing it.
Oh. And then we say that, and of course, the Rascal... Oh wait, no, Slick also idled his... both of them idling at the same time, luckily. Although, it looks like Leakka is gonna get caught.
Yeah, incisors now for Leakka as well.
Yeah, and if we look, all things considered, Leakka did pull... I don't even want to say an advantage, as he did do damage, but the easier expansion path of Slick has actually given him a nice little metal lead at the moment, even losing some X's, which definitely not the thing you want to see. I guess we'll have to see where this goes from here, as a few hundred metal lead is not the end of the world, but this early it is not nothing. First,
yeah, the metal produced lead slightly in Slick's favor. The metal per second lead currently looking quite even. Actually, a little bit in Leakka's favor, but
yeah, those mechs is going down. Maybe give Leakka a little bit more breathing room, but Leakka does have a bit of an army value advantage as well at the moment. He should be able to defend against this attempted harassment by Slick. Yeah, the LLT plus his commander should be plenty. Ooh, Slick if he sees the commander and just opts not to go into that, almost makes a little bit of a mistake driving into that, but manages to avoid disaster. Ooh, committing into this maybe a little bit more than Slick wants to do. Yeah, he's gonna turn around the incisors, use the Rascals to actually get vision and see what he has coming. Will spot all the incisors Leakka has managed to make. Well, so Slick knows he needs to be a little more careful, not losing any of these units while he builds up his own incisor numbers.
yeah, it's looking really solid from both players. Honestly, at the minute, we could be in for like a good long game, hopefully.
Yeah, both of them actually really even in terms of their bases and expansions. It's actually kind of interesting. I think you're right. I think we are going to see a bit of a longer macro game here, as the game is all things considered, like, not dead even, but practically even. It's kind of interesting. Both of players are kind of content to be relatively, I don't want to say passive, but a little more defensive and just macro focused. Although it looks like we might be starting to get some aggression on both sides as they've kind of hit the end of their expansion paths.
Yeah, I think they're just sort of feeling each other out, looking for holes potentially.
Which is definitely the most kind of awkward to do on a map like this with the choke points that they have. It's very easy to lock this down, as we can see. Although it does reach a point where there's enough incisors, they kind of just drive through like the minimum LLTs blocking these choke points. But and both players defending pretty well, not willing to overcommit to this aggression.
Yeah, they're spreading their units out well across the front line as well. I mean, what you could see is one player, you know, try and juke the other to send other units to one side, and then, you know, attempt like a run by down the other side or something like that.
Oh, Slick's gonna be kind of careful here. He's looking around for this middle position, but with the commander there, that's just unpushable. You know, Leakka opting for the calm walk from his back position, whereas Slick is still in base, you know, acting as you know, base build power, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, despite the you know, the better expand path from, you know, Slick's starting point, I think Leakka is actually keeping up in the metal production just with that commander expand.
Man, yeah, even taking a nice little engagement there, Leakka getting some shaving off a few of Slick's incisors. Definitely.
Yeah, Leakka really should have had a scout with this these incisors at the bottom. He can't see the size of the incisor ball next to him.
Oh yeah, he doesn't see exactly how big it is. He knows it's big, and he's wisely deciding not to push into it, but doesn't quite see exactly how many incisors that is.
They're just gonna go round and around this this terrain feature here, I think.
Oh man, a lot of pounders coming out for Leakka as well as an air lab, whereas it looks like Slick is still content to stick on just the one lab. This first transition point, right, is always kind of interesting, the choices players make, like the air, the tier 2.
Oh, this is interesting. If you see down in the bottom left, Leakka didn't actually go all the way around. Slick assumed he would and went back around the other way, but Leakka's actually moved back in towards Vic's backline now.
Well, that's actually a nice little mind game there. Leakka's gonna manage to at least kill maybe one, maybe two mexes. I mean, maybe he's definitely gonna kill an almost finished mex. I don't know if he'll get two, as there are a lot of incisor reinforcements coming down. But
yeah, it's gonna get shut down. A big incisor ball by Vic now heading into Leakka's base as well, but it's gonna run into that pounder.
Oh man, okay, yeah, Slick wisely saying, nope, never mind. That pounder holds that choke. That is not my problem.
Leakka might pick off a con here. A con rather. Ooh. Yep, here we go.
Well, sure, he's actually getting deployed by Leakka, getting it revealed. Well, there's enough incisors here though that these Shuris are kind of just instantly dying.
Yeah, more pounders moving in there, and those incisors are grouped really close together.
Oh, this is gonna hurt Slick. Oh man, that poor pounder is destroying these incisors. Oh my god. Slick gonna try and self-D, but not many incisors are gonna survive long enough for that to matter.
Yeah, sizable metal donation there from Vic to Leakka.
1,000 metal on the ground, and incisor is definitely brutal. Leakka is losing a few mexes on the north to Slick's incisor raids. Ooh, I like that. I didn't even see the mine layer. Yeah. I like that addition.
Yeah, he's sending some shurikens over to try and clear that up, but ideally he needs some ground units over there as well to re-secure that area.
There's a good amount of shurikens here now, at least, so he should be able to, you know, keep these EMP'd. Whereas, you know, before, like, the incisors had enough, like, you know, laser ray that they could shoot down the shurikens, but
yeah, air lab by Slick now as well has gone down, and some mines. There's a minefield here from Leakka in front of this choke.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Like, this is gonna make this very annoying to push into. Not just, you know, the idea of, okay, I have to clear the mines, but also just the mental factor of there being mines. Well, Slick is trying to deal with the minefield, you know, manually, but that's a bit of a gamble. You kill one layer and you just hope that there isn't a second. Ooh. This is kind of cheeky from Leakka, the air con in the bottom left. making an
Yeah, some
LLT
interesting,
on his
interesting
mexes.
shenanigans. Yeah, there's actually an anti-air turret going up by Slick just next to it as well.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
It should go up in time to deny this air con from being able to do this, but it's still it was a funny little attempt. If we look at like macro at this point, although there is actually looks like a decent little engagement about to pop off in the north, it's still looking actually a bit more Slick favored. Not as even as it was. You know, metal produced has definitely been consistently in Slick's favor, and it looks like that trend is continuing as he's now a few thousand metal ahead. Oh man, the Shurikens here though, really paying for themselves. EMPing this whole army, though not really a lot of units actually to hit the EMP'd incisors.
Yeah, fighters from Slick now coming in to clear those shurikens up. Leakka's getting fighters out now as well to come back, but he lost a lot of shurikens there. The Pounder's now arriving on the scene to clear up this aggression.
And while this is going on, another little mini push of medium tanks and lashers pushing through the middle of the map. Although they're kind of running into an LLT forest that, you know, is chipping away at them a little bit, giving Leakka time to respond. Oh, the fight is still continuing in the north here. A lot of those shurikens, I think, like you said, did manage to go down, which does take a pretty valuable tool out of Leakka's inventory, but a lot of these fights are happening on Leakka's side of the map, and it looks like he's opted for a bot lab. Swapping into res bots is going to give him a pretty hefty advantage with all these wrecks being on his side of the map.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice. With all the wrecks around here, this is going to be a very economical way to amass some more army value.
Oh man, Slick losing a con, starting to lose some exploiters. Well, Slick...
up at the top actually, it looks like Leakka's been outmaneuvered here. There's a big army from Slick heading towards Leakka's base.
Slick, while having a decent little metal lead, he's actually pretty substantially behind. Well, not substantially. He's a decently behind in army value, especially as these fights continue happening on Leakka's side of the map, and he starts rezzing. But this is actually a really well taken fight for Slick. Gonna outmaneuver Leakka and kill multiple LLTs, kill LMX. Although ideally he continues moving before reinforcements get here.
Yeah, the Shuris are coming in now. The danger here for Slick is that he doesn't get damage done, and he just ends up donating more units for Leakka to resurrect with those res bolts.
Oh man, yeah, I feel like okay, this is a smart choice for Slick, taking what damage you can and just driving away. Not like the Shurikens are gonna EMP some tanks, but the incisors should be enough AA to stop like a trickle of Shurikens from EMPing all this.
Yeah, we have the tier 2 switch for now for Slick as well. He's got some Tigers heading into the fight.
Fusion going down as well, going right into the fusion before anything else. Pretty smart. This army value is getting real scary for Slick though. As he's now about 5k value behind. And there's a pretty large
Leakka's going to see those tier 2 units, and he's going to know that either he has to go all in on tier 1 or switch himself soon. He's opting to put down a tier 2 lab. Tier 2 vehicle lab going down in his base there. And he's reclaiming his air lab as well to help him make that transition.
I have to assume, yeah, Leakka is gonna go for some real damage now. No, yeah, I'm assuming he knows that he has a hefty army value advantage and is gonna go for try and prune back some of Slick's tier 1 mexes. Although this ball of tigers in the north kind of isn't stopping. Looking a little scary for Leakka on this side of the map.
Yeah, there was a big ball of medium tanks that I think Leakka had forgot about. He just remembered them. He just rallied them over to the top now as well. So I think he should be okay up there for the time being at least. And this army at the bottom kind of just rampaging around unopposed really.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like the mines here actually might get some decent value on bruising a lot of these tanks. Wow.
Oh man, the mines are the tanks have to drive out through the minefield to exit Leakka's base. That's painful.
Those tigers did not enjoy that.
From Slick though, heading across the map to clear up this push at the bottom.
There's, I feel like, a little danger here for Leakka as he has the slower tier 2 and is going right into units. Whereas Slick already has a fusion done and is getting multiple tier 2 mexes up. Like the danger of Leakka falling behind economically is kind of continuing, although this brute push in the south is kind of unopposed, as the Tsar is not going the right direction.
Slick also just flew a load of scouts to the back of Leakka's base. He can now see that Leakka hasn't got an air lab there anymore, so he could abuse that, you know, if he knows Leakka can't be pumping out fighters and bombers.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, it's a really good scouting from Slick. Is gonna see that he's in kind of a healthier economic position, although I think he should be able to defend this. As there's a lot of medium tanks, so there's also a lot of Tigers from Slick already in position.
Yeah. If I was Leakka, I would turn around here once I realise what I'm up against. I don't think he should try and drive up the hill to this Tiger ball.
No. But
he does turn around, but he heads towards the Tsar, of course, which he doesn't know is there.
Turning into the Tsar is definitely not what he wants to do. I mean, he obviously, yeah, like you said, he can't see it, but he's about to know as the Tsar is going to start pounding him. Oh man.
Yeah, he's gonna feel it now. Okay, he's seen it and he's moving away.
I don't know if any of these medium tanks are actually going to get out. They're going to get run down by the sheer amount of Tigers here. A lot of metal actually going the way of Slick with this donation. And I see it looks like a second fusion going down for Slick, or maybe already finished. I guess we can check, as that is, yeah, second fusion is finished. Reclaiming his solars for the metal, whereas it looks like Leakka is just starting his first fusion.
Yeah, hefty metal produce lead now for Vic.
Yeah, the tier, we can look at the tier 2 mexes just on the mini map on Slick's side of the map, kind of reaching that point of economic dominance that Leakka's going to really struggle to deal with. Like that army value advantage he had earlier, where he was about 50% up. Well, now he's 60% behind, on top of the economic disadvantage that he was already at.
Yeah, this is starting to look rough for Leakka. Vic's done a really good job of upgrading those mexes very quickly. He's actually got his commander there assisting Tier 2 Conquer around upgrading them.
Oh man, almost every lane at this position has small Tiger balls beginning to push into Leakka, and Leakka just does not have very many units. He's trying to catch up economically, but unless he gets some very good trades, maybe needing to go back into an air lab and shuriken some of these Tigers or something. He just needs very like really high efficient trades to get himself back into this.
Yeah, I think shurikens would be a good call, but he'd need to do it quickly because, of course, Vic has fighters to come in and clear those up. So he'd have to time it well. You know, he'd have to get the EMP the units and then have his tanks ready straight away to do the damage.
Oh man. And there's just kind of Slick just has Tigers almost everywhere. Opting not to try and go into Leakka's base, actually is going to swing over and maybe outmaneuver Leakka's army. And go through mid and maybe, I'm assuming, go north and start pruning away some Leakka's mexes.
Yeah, fusion finally up for Leakka. And he's opting to go straight into an advanced converter there, where his build power is.
Man, third fusion going down for Slick. Third fusion, still staying on his air lab. Leakka going, actually bringing in some converters to actually, you know, get some metal out of this. Well, that's a pretty large Tiger ball from Leakka on the south, actually. Slick see this? No. Slick just has all of his radars have died on this side of the map. He does not see this kind of large army from Leakka, although it looks like Leakka is actually not going to commit for that.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he was, actually, because I think if he had committed with those, he could have perhaps drawn Vic's attention away a bit from the top of the map, which is, you know, where he really doesn't want Vic's attention right now, because he's quite outnumbered there, frankly, at the minute.
Oh yeah, that army value advantage that a minute or two ago was about 60% is now 136%. Over double the army of Leakka. Is kind of a hard hill to climb. As Slick kind of just has balls of Tigers hitting all over Leakka's front line.
Yeah, these Tigers smashing straight through the LLTs as well. Tier 2 tanks don't care about LLTs.
And it just kind of reaches a point where the economic advantages are just too hard to overcome. And Leakka is just losing another 3-mex cluster on top of just kind of getting squeezed by these Tiger balls. As a pretty large ball of Tigers is actually threatening Leakka's main base.
Yeah, it feels like the game's unraveling for Leakka very quickly right now.
It's just reached that point where the economic lead of Slick is just kind of turned on, and realistically, there's just no slowing down. Tigers on top of the windmills are going to start tickled by this Tsar, but I feel like Slick just commits and relies on the tanky Tigers to start chewing through some of this economy of Leakka.
Yeah, I mean, of course he has the fusion, so I dare say losing the wins isn't too upsetting, but he's lost so many mexes now. I don't think, yeah, I don't think this is recoverable.
Yeah, too much economic damage. Another Tiger Ball on the way. This one double the size of the last. I actually really like Slick using these aircons to fly around and start re-grabbing all these tier 1 mexes behind this while he's keeping the aggression on Leakka's side of the map. Oh man. Tiger's starting to tickle the con turrets and labs of Leakka, but this second Tiger Ball is gonna it's gonna start killing tier 2 mexes. They're gonna get tier 2 con, and Leakka just does not have the army to fight this.
No, it's gonna steam straight through these mexes.
If we look, the stream of units is just kind of not slowing down. I see bombers have been opted to from Slick, although it looks like he's not willing to commit them yet. I mean, Leakka is going to kill these tier 1 mechs. The Slick aircons have just worked so hard to rebuild, but I mean, losing tier 1 mechs is not the biggest deal when you're killing the opponent's tier 2s. And Slick is continuing to do that as more tier 2 mexes go down on Leakka's side of the map. Ooh, is he going to get the third one? It looks like he maybe doesn't want to overcommit for the third one. He is going to get it with the fadeaway shot, but the Tsar is going to, I think, force Slick to back off as the bombers are committing now.
Yeah, a huge conga line of tier 2 tanks as well, snaking its way towards Leakka's base.
Oh man, the bombers kind of with Slick's early scouting and the Tiger scout, the bombers should have a pretty easy, I guess. Oh, it looks like he's opting for the fusion. Although actually, I think he misclicked. Oh god, Slick, what are the bomber targeting? What is this insane bomber target? Oh my god!
Trying to kill the fusion and the lab at the same time.
Yeah, being a little crazy with this bomber target. He's gonna swap back to the fusion, and there's not really enough AA to stop him here, so he should manage to get it pretty easily.
The con turrets are doing their best to repair it, but I think it's about to go down. Yeah.
Oh, and kills the lab as well with the fusion explosion. The Tsar goes down, and the Tiger Balls continue pushing forward. Man.
Oh, there's the GG.
Another pretty solid game. Like Slick just out macroed him almost. He just took it, ran away with it with just a pretty small economic lead turned into a very big economic lead. Well, we have our 2 points. All right, 2 points now. We're going to our last set of the 1v1s, which is going to be Lewis B for TM versus Razer. So I think I'm going to be losing Razer, who is currently here with me. You know, I know we were thinking earlier you might be against Auto in this. I know Randy said you guys were thinking you might be against Auto in Onyx Cauldron, which I'm sure you were looking forward to. But Razer, good luck. I believe in you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll do my best. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Thanks, guys.
All right, Onyx Cauldron. All right, we're gonna get Razer and Lewis. Man, team looking kind of strong, looking not bad. Like pro of course. You know. Oh wait, how did he? Hold on. How do I do that? Oh my god, hold on. I gotta figure. Volshock told me some tech. Hold on, I gotta figure out how to do this. Okay, hold on. Hold. Wait, how do I? Oh, I'm gonna break this. Is this a good idea? Uh-oh. No. Do we want to do this? Oh, wait. I've done it. I look. I hope he's proud. I figured it out. Can actually overlay the look, I was figuring out how to, it's fine. Oh, they want to do Oh, they want to do 2v2 next. Okay, look. Let's just all pretend you guys didn't see Lewis versus Razer, okay? You guys didn't see that. I didn't see that. Not my fault, okay? We're going to go look at a 2v2. What? Ah! You didn't see that either. You didn't see... Let's all just collectively agree nobody saw anything, okay? I was like, why did it do... It's fine. Nobody saw anything, okay? Although I guess now that I think about it, we can just show the play. Like, you know, like we have our TM team, which is Greco and Teriyaki versus Hydra and Hygain, are our two 2v2 teams. Which should be pretty fun. I have to say, I don't know who Hydra is. You know, I'm kind of out of touch a little bit. He's a bit newer of a pro member for me. I do know the rest. I've played many games with the rest. I'll have to see how they compare here.
I could shed some light.
Oh, can you? All right. Yeah. Who is this man? Tell me.
He's primarily a straight player.
Okay.
He had the ID Black Hydra or Andre.
It's that Hydra. Now I do know him.
Lots of people know him as.
Oh man, Ring
He's a bit
Atoll.
of a C specialist on straight, I believe.
And Hygain, no slouch himself, you know, in these C lanes. Wait, what do I see? Oh right. Oh my God, hold on, I forgot. No, it's not Greco. Right, it was. Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. Is this?
You sound very laggy to me. I don't know if it's my issue.
Am I laggy? Well, that's not a good sign.
Oh, it's cleared up now. But yeah, a moment ago you were.
Yeah. No, so this is... Oh, man. So the players did actually swap out this morning. It's not actually Greco and Teriyaki. It's Sashkoran and Teriyaki are our two players for the 2v2, which, you know, you guys get to deal with the incorrect thing, because I'm pretty sure Volshank just vanished, and I, again, don't want to be the one to try and change that. So... TM versus Pro on Ring Atoll. Oh, okay. Interesting spawns from Pro here. I mean, this is obviously a bit more of a co-op focused, like lab share map, you know, on 2v2, but... Oh, interesting. The interesting way Sash is drawing, actually.
It reminds me I need to get in the actual game.
Yeah. Because there's pretty hefty differences between both teams' like spawn locations here. I'm kind of interested to see where this is going. Well, I guess pros I can kind of like look at. Okay, I'm pretty sure I have a feeling what I'm gonna see, but TMs I'm a little more curious on. Like, we're gonna see, I'm pretty sure, some sort of just co-op lab between both of these guys where they can utilize both commanders' BP and get a lab up very quickly, get units out very quickly, spend their metal very quickly, whereas TM is opting for just having access to more mexes. You know, a little earlier, where without the decentralized BP.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Little trick on this map that you can actually figure out where the opponents spawned, because where the commanders spawn in, it knocks down the trees, which you can see through the fog of war.
Oh, that's right. That makes sense. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so it looks like Teriyaki's putting a lab down, or is Hydra's doing his own? And wait, no, this is 2 lab gaming from TM. Okay. I was curious if they were going to try and co-op this, but no, they're actually doing 2 lab gaming versus it looks like 1 lab.
I wonder if the last minute replacement means this isn't as well cooked for Sashkaran and Teriyaki.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. Like they do seem to be a little bit more in the frame of just play this normally, and both just kind of spawning on 3 mechs, making their own lab, whereas, you know, Hydra and Hygain, 2 cons are already out. We already have supporters going across the map. Slick, don't worry, we clapped them. Wow. I don't know who Sash. I don't know. I said I don't know who Slash is talking to. I don't know why he's talking to Slick this way. But, I'm sure Randy, of course, has strong feelings on these harsh words that were just said about his team.
And I've just dragged Slick in here who's joined us to cast.
Hello, hello.
Well, Slick, did you get your good message from Sash?
I did get it, yes. Yeah, I guess he saw my connection message. But damn, immediately I see a very interesting strat from the pro guys.
Yeah, the co-op lab here, they have a lot of units already across the map. Already kind of pressuring, or about to reach the point where they're going to be pressuring mainly Teriyaki. Although I suppose you should.
Yeah,
you
he's
should
in
be
for a
able to defend this.
surprise.
Sash having even less units out at the moment, when a lot of supporters shared to high gain are actually heading in that direction. So far, it looks like both teams relatively, nobody's relatively even-ish, like there's a slight meta lead, of course, with TM spawning on more mexes than Pro, but the earlier cons from Pro, actually, they're starting to take mexes in mid already, whereas TM is slightly behind in that regard.
If you guys have practiced this map much, Slick?
Me personally, no, but the guys did practice it, yeah. Sashkorin was not our first player for this map. Sadly, it was Greco, but he had something come up, here with us today. So Sash, I don't know if he's practiced this map at all.
Because Randy was saying, like, when we first got in here, he was wondering with Sash being, like, the replacement, like, maybe this is just they're playing, like, a kind of a normal build to make it, like, not, like, they don't have to worry about something cooked. Oh, mech's already going down. And it is just kind of looking like normal gameplay, like, not really like the co-op focused, like, builds you would expect to see on a map like this, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the TM guys are playing very standard, what you'd call, and I really like the creativity from the pro team. Hydra's commander is still on the lab, still boosting units, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that is correct. So he's opting to take all these outside mixes with a C-con. Now, the guys that did practice this map, they said it's kind of unreliable, but they're making it work.
Oh man, Teriyaki is going to lose a con and multiple mexes, I think, to this frigate. Maybe even start threatening the commander, although he has his own supporters coming down to defend this. It's kind of a strange moment of like, the expansion paths on the map like this is actually very unique, with the outer deep water and the inner, like, lighter water. I know, it's super interesting. Oh, I didn't even... Okay, somehow I didn't realize supporters could shoot the mexes on this shallow water. That's kind of crazy. That changes this a lot. This is all rateable.
Yeah, that's...
They all just stick out the water a little bit.
Huh.
Every single mex can be killed by ship on this map. You don't need subs at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure they can't even go in the middle.
Yeah, I would assume so, right? Subs usually not liking that shallow water on maps like this. But that definitely makes this a little bit more interesting, a little bit more frightening for Pro, with them having, focused on expanding forward a bit, as it looks like Pro did lose one of their forward expanding cons to these harassing supporters from Sash.
Bit of lack of radar on the south side for Pro as well is going to hurt a little bit, because these blue ships haven't been spotted at all yet, and they're going to kill 4 or 5 mexes probably.
Oh man, yeah, pretty decent damage here. A lot of mexes going down, and potentially going to go down, as these supporters are unanswered. I wonder, can they...
Yeah, one thing...
Oh, they can hit all of... Wow, you weren't kidding. Every mex is rateable. That's crazy. This is actually a lot of damage.
Yeah, High Gain's going to try and return the favor now to Sash, though. One thing with these central mechs is you can't put LLTs with them, so they're very vulnerable throughout the game.
Wait, now I'm actually curious. Can you build... Okay, you can build torpedo platforms. Look, I'm learning things live with you guys. All right, apparently you can, but that's a bit more expensive, a bit more of an investment. High Gain is going to get some return damage. He has to be careful not to lose these these frigates, though, as you know, a lot of this metal being left on Sash's side of the map.
It looks like Pro's neglected a little bit the energy scaling, so they're stalling quite heavily now, but a lot of metal in the bank.
Oh man, yeah, like pretty substantial actually. Like Hydra's full metal bar, no energy. The 2-lab play making it a little easier, I think, for Sash and Teriyaki to manage their economy.
Yeah, they just forgot to put a con on Tidal Farm.
Well, it looks like High Gain has opted for a second C-lab in the north. Start putting pressure of his own on, and make it a little easier for Pro to spend this metal.
Yeah, they've basically gone through most of it already. Issue is fixed.
Well, Teriyaki is getting some damage done with these frigates. More metal being left on this side of the map. Pro still has not retaken these mexes, as retaking them with the expensive C-cons, the slow and expensive C-cons, is not the easiest thing. Oh, this pressure from High Gain actually is going to reach a point where Sash's commander needs to be very careful, as he could die quite quickly.
Yeah, he needs to drop a jellyfish, which he is doing now.
Yeah, the map's kind of entering a very chaotic state with stuff dying all over the place.
I kind of have to look, like looking at the metrics, right? I kind of have to give it a little bit more TM favored in the terms of well, almost every metric, actually, now that I think about it, as they seem to be doing a little bit better job of keeping their economy alive and replacing the mexes that have died. Or Pro's just slightly behind on their economy and just retaking these mexes that have died. We haven't really reached a point of either team getting like a decent navy built up to actually start any sort of large fight, as it kind of is just a bit of a skirmishing all over the map.
Yeah, because every mex is raidable, it's just so much better to just split off your ships into all directions. But now that we get more army value, we get a bigger balls of ships.
You kind of see it building a little bit in the south, as Teriyaki and Hydra are starting to get a decent sized navy against each other, whereas Sash and High Gain are continuing to just harass each other. Neither one really getting an advantage. Ooh. Oh, nice micro from High Gain, actually. Getting that weak frigate out while his others push forward and kill one of Sash's frigates.
Very strong radar Sash has in the middle of the map.
Oh, wow. He sees everything. Yeah, that's actually that's very strong. Gonna start denying more of these mid-mexes for Pro, as neither High Gain nor Hydra have any units in position to stop this. A few are being built, but High Gain's looking like he's gonna lose more of his land mexes. There's just not enough units to defend this. Sash even thinking of self-Dean, the weak one. It's kind of turning into a bit of a awkward skirmish here, where Sash is kind of running into a small navy from Hydra and a small one from High Gain, and being forced to push back as Hydra's just continuing to just skirmish with Teriyaki, who has, looking behind this, actually managed to take almost every single one of his mid-mexes, and really just he's not losing a whole lot, or he definitely...
One thing we... Sorry, go on.
No, you go ahead.
One thing we found when practicing this map is commanders are often very vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the middle shallow water.
Yeah,
so I'd say as these armies get bigger, it can be very easy to turn a game quickly with a couple of comm snipes.
I think Teraki's commander is about to go down here, actually. He's running in for D-guns. I'm pretty sure he's going to get one. No, just barely. Misses. Hydra doesn't decide to commit on it. Probably is not a good idea anyway.
Yeah, especially with the Teriyaki's own navy right there. A little sketchy to go for that. Although the frigates would have volleyed that commander down, I feel like, very quickly.
Yeah.
With good micro. Kind of a similar situation where High Gain is approaching a dangerous position where he's kind of getting surrounded a little bit by these frigates. I'm surprised he opted for an LLT here, as realistically, I don't think that does almost anything versus you know, ships, but it inconveniences them. But his commander is getting volleyed very quickly. Oh wow, that was okay. High Gain has to back out immediately as these frigates are very close to killing him.
Yeah, sadly, High Gain is currently kind of stuck using the Armada frigates. As we know, they are worse.
Yeah,
So these trades are not going very well until he masses up those destroyers. The destroyers are pretty good, but you need a large mass of them. Sadly, one by one, they go down pretty easily.
I don't think High Gain's gonna get there as his whole navy has just died, and well, his base is gonna follow shortly as every single one of High Gain's units has just, you know, sunk to the bottom of the ocean. As well as like most of his mechs is being dead, and now that High Gain's not here, these frigates are just gonna keep going and kill probably all of Pro's economy, as not even Hydra has the units to do anything about this.
Yeah, there you go. Resign. and
Resign
GG's
goes
get
down.
called.
Game, wow.
All right. Okay, let's see. Can I do this? Boom, we got there. Okay. Trying to update. Oh man, TM can just growing their commanding lead. You guys tested it. Subs, no res subs can't go in mid as well, right? Like on the map like that. I'm sure you two know that. You played it a bit.
I think subs is outside only.
Okay.
But I never tested res subs.
I would assume if it's the same. I would have to assume.
Yeah, definitely a very unique map, one of a kind. I can't think of any other map where all of the mixes can be shot by ships.
I have to say that's good design. I like that a lot, right? As a lot of these sea like fights you see on the more common maps, there's not really a lot to fight over, and mexes are very safe, right? That was not the case in that map, but I like that quite a lot. A lot more interesting raiding and skirmishing was happening rather than just big blobs of ships fighting each other.
Yeah, and ships like supporters and skaters and dolphins get a lot more use as well.
Yeah, for sure. So, do either of you know which one we're going into next? Are we going back for the 1v1s? Are we going to go finish that off, or?
The final 1v1, I believe, yes.
All right. Which, you know, all you people wonderfully got to see me spoil earlier is going to be Razer and Lewis on Onyx Culture. How you feeling?
Very cool pick, Onyx.
Yeah,
I don't see it often, I feel like.
Okay, I don't like playing that map. From what I've heard, it's not a well-played map, not an enjoyed map for 1v1ers.
Mm.
But it's a very pretty map, you know? And as a spectator, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's not one of my favorites either.
Yeah, I really haven't actually heard a lot of positive things about Onyx, like the gameplay on it. Have you played a bit of it, Slick, since you know, for this? Like, I'm assuming you practiced on it, but or maybe you helped people?
Yeah, I played. I didn't decide what map to play until yesterday. We played them all, and we couldn't decide who's gonna play which one.
Makes sense.
It's a cool map, and you can get very creative on it. I'm not gonna say specifically, but there are very creative builds that are really good on this map. Actually, I hope we see them.
Well, I have not seen a whole lot of creative play on Onyx Cauldron. I hope we do as well. That'd be actually very cool to see.
Yeah, and if the game gets to tier 2, which I hope, there are a lot of things you can do with bots, and spiders can kind of go around the whole map. It could get very cinematic if we get into tier 2.
Well, I hope we do. Razer, you got to do this for us. All right, you got to grip. You got to give us this game, Razer. Give pros some hope on these 1v1s. Of course, now we get.
Yeah, Razer came back. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
Razer came back recently, didn't he? Has he played a bunch of 1v1s? Do you know, Randy?
He plays a bit of a mixture, teams 1v1s.
Very nice.
But yeah, he's got a lot on his shoulders right now. It's match point. Yeah, there's 9 points available. 2 points for all the team games, 1 point for each 1v1.
No pressure, Razer.
It's an important game.
No pressure whatsoever. As you know, his team's hopes are on his shoulders here. At least for the one.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that. It is a match point indeed.
Well,
Yeah,
Okay, well,
The other games will still be played regardless of this next result, as the overall score could be important for tiebreakers in the future.
that's nice.
I just have to accept, you know, even when I played tournaments, I just had to accept that other people could come tell me what the point like distribution was, because I'm looking at it and I kind of don't get it, but at the same time, I trust that you guys get it, and that's all that I need. That's all that I need.
Yeah, it's a good thing Randy's here.
Exactly.
It's 3 1v1s, each worth a point each. So there's 3 points available for those. So 2v2, a 3v3, and a 5v5, each worth 2 points each. So there's 6 points available in the team games. So 9 points available in total.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that does make sense. Never mind. All of a sudden, I just needed Randy talking in my ear. Now it makes sense. All right, it's perfect.
Yeah, he explains it so calmly and so well.
Look, this is the benefit of him having a young child now, and he's learned how to talk to. It just transfers over. Let's just say that. Oh man. But yeah, once
Alright, boys.
Razer and Lewis.
I want to wish you good, to enjoy the next games. I will get out of here now, and I will see if anybody else from team wants to jump on.
All right, sounds good, Slick.
All right, yeah, see ya.
What do you think, Randy? Are we gonna see creative games on this map? Slick seemed to have hope.
I don't know what Lewis is going to do. I have an idea of Razer's strategy, but I don't want to give anything away just yet. We'll see.
For me, a lot when I've seen Onyx Cauldron, it has just kind of been just 2 players mashing grunts and or pawns against each other. Not a whole lot of room for activities on a map like this. Although, we could see some funny stuff, I think, with like the mountains in the background. I feel like have been slightly underutilized, but Razer asking for a 20-minute no rush timer.
Confident in his macro.
Yeah, that does show some confidence. Not sure Lewis is willing to accept that, but it looks like we're going in. Well, match point, I guess. Now that again it's been explained to me, match point. Going into a very important game for Pro here. Of course, we get to watch the 5v5 and the 3v3s, I think Randy said afterwards, which is always going to be fun. But Pro's dreams are on the line here, Razer. Okay, if you can hear us, you got to do this for us.
I believe Teriyaki is coming to cast with us from the TM side. Here he is.
There he is.
Hello.
Welcome. You're looking pretty good after the last game. TM's looking pretty strong.
Yeah, I don't know. We practiced it like I think like 2 to 3 games, but no one really liked the map.
Really? Oh man, that's crazy. I guess because it's a C map, man.
Yeah,
It's just a bit different and weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just like in the practice games we had, it was like very rare to have a game that was longer than 15 minutes as well. Like it's just over very, very soon, and C is so snowbally, and then losing those maxes is hurting double.
A very volatile map with every max being raidable like that. Not only is like you said, C's pretty snowbally, just losing a single ship is a lot of metal donated sometimes. The mechs is also being very raidable.
Yeah, and you have those maxes on the back islands you can't retake without a land unit because the seacons can't reach them. And when you lose one of those maxes, like I don't know, I didn't see on the enemy side, but Ash lost one of his third pre-starting maxes at like 5 or 7 minutes, and we could never rebuild it.
I was wondering why. It did seem like there was a moment, I think it was Sash killed like multiple of those the islands on the big maxes for Hydra there, and they were not getting retaken, and I was wondering like, was that just a slow seacon or what? But not being able to take them with a seacon is brutal. That is like
Yeah,
almost unrecoverable damage. But all right, into this next game, we are seeing that Razer is actually already going for arm bots here, being a little adventurous with this lab that has not had the highest win rate in the recent 1v1s we've seen.
Doesn't believe in the grunt propaganda.
Look, I'm down for it, man. We're gonna see some tick value here, maybe, as a few ticks are getting across the map. Although it looks like Lewis has already gotten his grunts out and ready to defend against this. Razor's gonna not. Yeah, he's gonna idle just a little too much, and it looks like one of these ticks is gonna get picked off. The second just opting to be a little bit of a scout in the north.
I don't think it can actually cross that shallow water.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if it can. You know, ticks, of course, never learning how to swim. Their biggest downside.
Small legs.
It's very small legs. It's a rough life out there to be a tick. And Lewis, of course, the age-old method of 200 grunts in queue, right-click his lab with the commander, and just have fun, you know, and just that's what we're gonna see. As I can see a lot of grunts building up on Lewis's side of the map.
I think that on this map it's like not so good to get value with ticks as well. It's quite hard because it's still kind of choky, and on the northern part you can't raid at all because of the water.
Yeah, we can see that here, right? It is kind of looking like Lewis can very easily defend this with grunts. And of course, then Razer just runs into the position, right, of, okay, well, you have pawns, and pawns have not been trading quite well into grunts in recent memory. So Razer really needs to look for some good engagements and snipe away some of these grunts with you know, having the you know, slightly weaker unit, shall we say.
Controversial.
The controversial opinion, very. But you know what? Look, I had the stat man himself, okay? You know, with Varunda pulling all the data, it wasn't looking good for our boy the pawn. It was looking a little rough.
No, I don't play them.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know what? I don't remember a lot of pawn play from a certain Randy in the last BPL. Okay, I remember a lot of cute, a lot of grunt, a lot of incisor, but you know.
Even when they were meta for that couple of months, I shied away from it. It's not I'm not very good with them compared to the grunty boys.
Look, that is fair. As even like now they're just very brutal. Razor's looking for a little bit of aggression here, but there's just too many grunts in his face. I do like the addition of Centurion.
Luis is looking for no aggression at all. He's just like, okay, my cons are there. I don't need to go any further.
Just chilling on his own side of the map. I think he's missing opportunities here where he can take advantage of the grunts against the pawns.
Yeah, probably.
They're kind of surprising actually how like passive he's being. Like when he knows that he's got that advantage. I do like the Centurion from Razer. Although ideally I think he pushes it out and actually gets it with his pawns on the front line. As we saw some decent Centurion usage for ARM in BPL, like I want to say the main event.
The Centurions do feel strong when I play them as well. Like I really enjoy it.
Yeah, like just backing up like pawns. Like it becomes much harder for the grunt player to just destroy the pawns with like that anchor that the Centurion provides.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Razer going for a pretty early air lab here. You think he clicks this Banshee button? Is this a Banshee angle? One.
I think you might see a transport button.
It is. Oh, okay. The Centurion. Okay, I was wondering why he wasn't pushing these Centurions out. That makes some sense. Makes some sense. Now, where do we land these Centurions? Are we going right for the money? You know, Lewis is, of course, does have his commander in base, but... oh, man. Razer needs to get massive value with this. Look at he's getting kind of encircled here. Well... We're going to have to see in a moment, as it actually looks like Razer is moving the Centurions forward. Oh boy, I don't even know if we're gonna get to the point where the Centurions can get dropped, as this is looking kind of sketchy for Razer.
I feel he feels pressured to reveal them now. I know he wouldn't want to.
Oh man. Well, the Centurions are gonna shoo the grunts away, but I guess the air hasn't been revealed yet. But Razer is kind of being contained, which is gonna reach a point where like whatever damage he does with this maybe isn't gonna be enough to offset how much he's done to himself. Unless he manages to snipe Lewis's commander, I don't know how he needs to get insane value with this.
I'm very intrigued on what's going to happen.
No, he's leaving. He's going on his journey, going along the mountain range with the Centurions. He is going for Lewis's base, which I guess where else would you go at this point? I kind of wish he had gone on like, I wish he had made Banshees with this. Just anything to go with the Centurions and maybe threaten a comp snipe.
I mean, on the other hand, Lewis has his vehicle up down now, and the Pounders are very good unit to deal with Centurions. But losing the energy, that's probably what Razer is aiming for. Would be a harder hit, I think, or as hard as losing the con right now.
Yeah.
You're looking at the Sim City of Lewis's base. He's not going to be able to get his commander behind there to degun these. So it's going to be down to just the units.
He did react quite quickly. He got a couple LLTs down, although they are in a very awkward position to shoot these Centurions. Late Razor's just walking in. He's trying to take a bit of flanking damage from the combo of the LLT and the Incisors. While this is happening, Razer is losing multiple of his own mexes and is starting to lose his own base, it looks like, as all the Centurions have just died. We appreciate the attempt, Razer, we do, but unfortunately it looks like the Centurion drop has lost to pretty consistent, just normal play, and Razer calls it. Poor man. Look, I appreciated him trying, though. I appreciated it. It was cool. I don't know how much about like I feel like it's hard to say how much value he could have gotten there with the kind of how
maybe
often
the Banshee.
Yeah, maybe Banshee going for a comp snipe. I don't know. Maybe. But
I think he sacrificed too much of his expansion. Maybe like using the Centurions to secure his expansion a little bit further, and then opting to drop them afterwards, or build like 4 new ones and drop those. Would have probably been, or might have been the better call, but I don't know either.
Yeah. I maybe, I don't know. It is a hard moment to guess what could have been better there, but. I think I kind of agree. He did kind of give up a little bit too much map control for that. Not quite managing to get the value he needed. Well, let's see. Do we have a schedule, Randy? Do you know for which one we want to do first, between the 5v5 or the 3v3?
As far as I know, it's the 3v3.
All right, look, I'm going to trust that what you're telling me is correct, and if not, once again, we'll find a way to blame Volshock. But, oh my god, why are these all revealed now? Okay, look, we're not blaming me, but you know what? I don't know why, I just hid them. You can see the players that are playing. But TM versus Pro, which we're going to have Spoderfriend, Zao, and 8D versus Predator, Club, and Randy. Which this should be a pretty explosive game on Wildfire.
Pro definitely coming with the big guns within the club, and Randy.
Yeah, I mean
it's going to be hard to deal with.
You know, Zao 18 Spoder, are no slouches themselves, so this should be, I have to say, a pretty evenish game. This should be kind of interesting to see if we could maybe get a long game. Randy, if you can. If you can encourage that, please. I believe in you. Get us a nice long, back and forth, sweaty game. If you have to throw, you have to throw, Randy. Okay, look, it's for the content.
Anyway, I'll leave you guys to cast, as I have to go play now.
Yep. Good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, while we get these guys in here,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, like, I'm assuming TM has practiced this map pretty extensively at this point. Are they feeling pretty confident?
We have. We practiced like I was not taking part of the 1v1 practices, but I think they practiced for sure. I saw Autopilot play against Spotifriend a lot on the first map that was played, and on this map we played. I think I played like 4 to 5 games on this map, but the others played some more, I think, as well. But I'm not 100% sure.
Makes sense. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how you know, both teams have figured out a build for 3v3 on Whitefire. As it's a bit more of an open map. It'll be a bit harder to do any sort of, I want to say, dedicated like multi-person on a lab co-op kind of thing on a map like this. I feel like it's a bit too big. But
I think the game is bound to go into the T2 stage. Because it's still a little bit more choky on the map, and it's hard to push up in the high ground spaces with T1 units that are like the spaces where the players have their bases. So you probably have to go T2 or maybe go for an airplay.
Yeah.
I think the map always splits like in the same parts. Like it's always like one team controls half the map, the other team controls half the map, and there is like not that much of a mix-up depending on how you start or whatsoever.
It kind of makes sense. Like I feel like we're gonna see, you know, like people just take their mexes, get to the midpoint, and we're gonna see a very quick tier 2 once players' energy has been established, I guess. As the amount of metal you're gonna have in a 3v3 on Whitefire is pretty high. It's gonna be a lot of economy real quick.
It's a very many mexes right there, and yeah, I think it's bound to be a long game, this one.
Oh, man, I hope so. You know, we've seen some pretty dominant games, I think, from TM so far. Like the Atoll game was a bit back and forth, but I want to see Pro come back swinging, get a win on the board, get something. Which, you know, maybe we'll get that. Maybe we'll see that Whitefire. Maybe we'll see that. Well, actually, I should look. I don't remember. What is the 5v5 map? Starwatcher. Nobody saw that.
Starwatcher, yes.
Why are they revealed? Oh, look, it's fine. Why were they revealed? They weren't revealed when we looked earlier. I'm calm. We're blaming Volshock for this. Okay, he did this somehow. He's not here, but he did this. Oh my god. Oh, looks like we got everybody in lobby. And we're almost ready, hopefully. Bullshock up Madden. Alright, I have to blame somebody. Okay. We looked at them earlier. They weren't revealed. Now they're revealed. I'm calm. It's fine. But yeah, get into Whitefire. Hopefully. Now we're waiting on the Randy to ready up and hit that start button.
What's up, guys?
Oh.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, Barcast, it's your webcam mic again. It's
Oh,
doing. Look, it's funny that this happened enough that now I know what it is. We've got to figure it out.
Okay, I think that should fix it.
Yeah, you sound good.
Thank you.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
Pretty good. I mean, you know, I'm hoping we get to see a nice long slog fest on this Whitefire game or map, but. Have you you've been involved with the E-Pro planning on this? You guys got anything interesting cooked without revealing too much?
I can neither really confirm nor deny the level of cooking that's been done. We'll see. I do like this as a 3v3 map. I feel like it plays much better in like smaller team game maps than in 8v8s. So hopefully it delivers, like y'all said, and kind of like a longer macro game.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. This is, I think, probably one of my least liked 8v8 maps in Bar, and then you get to small team, and all of a sudden, this is actually, yeah, it's kind of an interesting map, interesting terrain. Kind of leads to some fun games should you get there. Oh, Randy needs a moment. We're so close to getting through this lobby sim. So close to getting into our 3v3.
be curious to see if there's some differences between the spawning locations between the two teams. Are they gonna like spread out or kind of spawn a little closer together? Maybe someone goes like early air lab, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, kind of have to. I feel like with how big the map is, we're probably gonna see 3 lab gaming initially, like tier 1 lab. I can't imagine we're gonna see any sort of like co-op single lab play. That seems very punishable on a map this size, but I could be wrong, and you know, maybe we'll see somebody's cooked something kind of funny.
Yeah, maybe there's some good expansion paths where you can kind of choke it off with an LLT, and then you're kind of free to expand with the commander. But I'm with you; it's so large. I don't think it really makes sense to do co-op gaming here at the very start. Just considering there's so many mexes you can take quickly with cons.
Well, now that we're getting in, we'll have to see where. Look, I'm getting blamed for things that are out of my control, okay? Volshock, don't even start. I promise you, we looked at it earlier. The names were not revealed. I go back to look at it and they're revealed. I swear to you. Go back in the VOD. I have receipts. Oh my god. Look, I can only yell at Volshock until the game starts, alright?
Seize the opportunity, LDM. It's
gotta do all I can. Oh man, look, we can't have a tournament without somehow the Figma falling apart in my hands. All right, we can't. It just wouldn't feel right, Volshock. You know it's true. Ooh, actually, kind of I like the spawn from Club. We've seen this a few times in Whitefire, where you spawn on the 1-mex for a bit more of an aggressive like opening to hit your opponent before they can close that gap.
Yeah, that's personally where I also spawn. I want to say I first saw Sabutai doing this.
Yeah, I think it was Sabutai, yeah. I think you're right.
Which, of course, this opens become much stronger from the recent balance patch. Like, the lab costs less, it has more build power, so not only is it cheaper to get up on 1-mex, but you can also abandon it earlier. And it feels like pretty comfortable, right? You know, just get the con out fairly quickly.
Yeah, it definitely has. I've seen Sabotage get good value with it in AV8 and even some small teams. So it should be kind of interesting. Oh, Club actually going no con at all. Very aggro here. 3 pawn, 1 tick on repeat. Interesting. This is a very aggressive build.
I mean, this pawn can arrive before Zhao has any units out at all, I think.
Yeah, and unlike, you know, Onyx, this tick is going to be far more annoying to deal with. You know, there are choke points, but it's a much bigger map. Like, the tick is basically getting there as Zhao's lab goes down.
But he has his own tick out, so...
Ooh, okay. Well, Zhao did get the better first trade, so that tick should end up going down, but the pawn is actually not revealed.
Right.
Which is going to be very scary. Oh, maybe Club didn't... Oh, is he going to hide it? I'm curious. It looks like he's going to hide it to maybe catch an expanding con, but... more pawns coming across.
Looks like he may end up getting this resbot. We'll have to see. He gets the first couple shots off, gets that flanking damage.
Ooh.
It's going to be close.
Nice, micro. Does manage to grab the resbot. I think Zhao is starting to realize that this is a bit more of an aggressive play, as there's a lot of units coming across the map after Amir. He doesn't quite see exactly how many pawns are coming across the map, but he definitely knows something's up now.
Yeah, good job repairing that pawn, the commander, but Ninja's able to jump in, snipe that con, cutting off some solars, killing mexes with a single tick, so great damage.
Oh man, and Zhao I think definitely is not expecting the pawn reinforcements here. Although his unit count is getting to the point where he should be able to defend against this, although the reinforcements are still coming.
Looks like on the other side of the map, we actually do have a bit of co-op gaming going on. Praetor just expanding with his commander. No cons, no lab. Just putting it on some LLTs at some choke points here.
I mean, Club going to spend all the metal Predator is not using right now.
Yeah, Max does go down. I feel like with this build, Club needs to get more value than what he's gotten, right? Like he's not expanded at all on his side of the map. I suppose he's actually stopped Zhao from expanding at all. So it's basically even. Well, this one tick from Club in the backline is going to be kind of annoying for almost everybody. Oh, just barely doesn't get that Max. Oh, nice. He gets it at the end. Club is...
I'm a bit worried though for I guess Zhao's position. Like, Into Club can just rotate around left and hit Spotty, right? So I see like a kind of an exposed con coming through that choke point. Maybe he ends up deciding to rotate. That would leave the door open for Zhao to come forward, but the commander is already moving forward, so we'll have to see if he's able to establish a position up that hill. Into Club, that is, establish a position up that hill, which is so hard to get up if the commander gets there.
Wow, Randy just making a few rascals, sharing them all to Predator, and going very heavy on cons behind this. Might end up getting a little pressured.
Randy's the one getting all the maxes in the back for Pro. He has to get a lot of cons.
Yeah.
He already has 9 cons out at the moment.
He has 5 more in queue. The man is making a lot of cons. Which is a little scary, I feel like, as there are both 8D and Spody are making a bit more units. Predator getting tickled by that self-D there, loses all the rascals. Yeah, Randy's already swapping back to Incisors, swapping his Q off. He recognizes that he kind of can't afford to take this, to be so vulnerable here.
Yep. Bit unfortunate for Andy that single LLT at that choke point wasn't up in time, so a couple of ticks do sneak in. Gonna get a few mech. Nice catch, yeah. But there are some cons here, so this LLT isn't gonna finish in time, and this con might end up going down.
Ooh, maybe the Incisors look like they should be able to save it. Yeah, just barely. AT doesn't commit for it. Which, I mean, not losing this con is pretty big for Randy. Although another pawn is actually on the way. Should be good to get shoot away as well. A little bit of
especially idle there, yeah.
Oh, rip. Yeah, AT, you know, old man inspiration to all of us. Unfortunately, his pawn not being microed there to its biggest effect. Well, Spody getting some good harassment here with these rascals, as Club is actually east-alt, so LLT wasn't even firing there. Multiple mechs going down, Solar's getting tapped, and Spody's on top of the wins with these rascals. Deciding to go for Randy's exposed mexes instead.
Yeah, this is gonna get so much damage right here, and both teams are very much even at this, like, kind of up until this point, but I think with these multiple rascals sneaking in, really gonna tilt the scales into the blue team's favor.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that Club didn't went for the high ground up there. I think he could have gotten up on the hill to apply some more pressure.
I'm getting a little worried for this West. Predator not having a lab of his own or really any units is actually starting to get, like, his LLTs are starting to get tickled down by 8D's rocket bots. I'm not sure how Predator's going to deal with it. Like, this is kind of on the back of Randy taking all the mexes and taking, you know, all the economy here to get some units on this side of the map and help Predator defend.
Yeah, red team. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think he at least needs a con on the high ground to get like something up there that outranges the LLTs. The rocket bots, not the LLTs.
Yeah, some twin guards. See, that's a really good solid counter to rocket bots. And just another point is the red team isn't spending their metal. Both Enda Club and Durandi have quite a big bank right now, so they need to find a way to spend this metal, because looks like metal produced is pretty much dead even. So the metal in the bank could just be units.
Yeah.
I see a lot of medium tanks starting to get made by Randy here, as I think he's chosen. This is their plan. TM looking like a tier 2 vehicle lab as their response instead. Feeling pretty confident in the current map state. Willing to take the temple loss to go tier 2.
Yeah, quite a lot in sizes by Predator though in the mid. That could deal a lot of damage right now.
And maybe a good self-D might slow this down a bit, but that number of pawns isn't enough to take down these incisors, so they're going to immediately jump on top of a con and spill through here. There's really nothing to defend, right? Just a few pawns trickling forward from 8D, right? So it should get a lot of damage. Pounders here to kind of slow this down, so...
Ooh, okay, I thought Predator was not going to micro there for a second, but he does come back to the computer just in time to stop those incisors from driving directly into that Pounder.
Battle. Pause.
Oh, looks like Club is lagging out.
And Spodey very confident going for the fusion instead of opting for a single T2 unit to take some of those incisors down.
Yeah, if we look at it, there's not really anything to stop these incisors. If Predator splits a few of these up, he could kill so many of 8D's mexes. There's a lot of naked mexes in threat here.
Gonna be tough to go up that hill though. Incisors move fairly slowly, and I do see a Centurion being made, so if you get 1 or 2 of those out, it's not even close to being finished. But I mean, with a few LLTs and a Centurion, maybe that slows this down, but you know, that could push Praetor towards the green base.
Yeah, but I think this way could be quite menacing
Right.
for
Yeah.
Spodey. There is nothing to defend over there.
And there won't be for a while. Like he's mid fusion. A lot of his team is not quite M-stalling, but basically M-stalling. So a lot of
Battle resumed.
ability to react quickly to this.
I'm still a bit worried for Pro's position here, just because, I mean, they do have quite a bit of metal in the bank. You see, Inda Club's got a full metal bar right now. I mean, that
Battle. Paused.
And every time the game starts, Inda starts lagging. It's not looking good for Pro's dreams. Especially as this attack is currently underway, and Club does not seem to be able to react to it with the lag that's happening. As I don't actually know how he stops this. 14 pawns, and he has 2 defending his base. Although admittedly at this point his base is a blip in the economy of Pro, but
the pawns could go even further back and kill the naked mexes by Randy in the back.
Yeah, I do see a single LLT there next to that con in the bottom right, but that isn't enough to stop that many pawns. But Inda Club did rotate the majority of his army to the left side, kind of towards Andy's commander. I'm wondering if there's like a window there between the incisors on the left and these pawns on the right. You're gonna have to see Andy step his commander forward and degun that Pounder. It's like Inda Club's gonna end up turning around to try and defend himself from this pawn.
oh, he's lagging again too. Club is like every time it unpauses, he starts lagging again.
Battle. Paused.
Every time it
Battle
unpauses,
resumed.
that's unlucky. Maybe Randy just needs to play another commander at this point. Just take him. Start playing another. I actually don't even know if that's in the rules, if that's allowed. So maybe I shouldn't say that. But
Yeah, and I'm wondering too if there was a bit of a bad trade for Inda Club on that hill right there when he started lagging. I don't see too many wrecks there, so it looks like it didn't get, completely out of hand for him, but not being able to respond to this pawn raid is just absolutely devastating, right? This main base might end up going down.
all the
Construction
mechs
trade.
behind it. Oh man. Yeah. Just Club getting caught with the DCs happening here. He's just totally out of position. He's gonna try rejoining. That makes sense. Maybe this will work. Yeah, Pro does have a nice little army value advantage at the moment. They just are struggling to find a way to use it, I feel like.
I still don't think that 2k army value advantage is like getting up to the point of having a T2 lab and 64% fusion outside already. With
Yeah,
no
I
real
agree.
threat on the field.
And especially if we look at like Spodey's front line, right? He just has these pounders kind of just distributed around his front line. It's gonna give him so much time to delay and buy time. Although funny enough, it is looking like mid pause, Randy is going for a comm walk to degun this pounder and open the door, but it is kind of like this army value advantage. Well, it's there. It probably isn't enough to offset the economic advantage here.
Can Andy just walk towards the lab? I mean,
Probably. I mean, there's another LLT, right? But I feel like if that works, right, that's off of like Spodey going to sleep, though. I feel like like he has so much time to react.
it's a bit unfortunate Club had to pull back those pawns because I mean this commander would have been escorted by like 20 pawns, right? Which definitely would have opened the door for a pretty big attack. Yeah, I think a little bit of indecision here from Club.
Well, we're gonna have to see how Pro manages to recover this, as it looks like we are about to see Club's entire base die, unless something crazy happens. Well, BP goes down.
Randy going back in the middle as well.
Oh yeah.
The T2 for TM was scouted though.
Club.
The con got scouted.
Club DC'd again. It looks like.
Oh no.
Maybe the Commando. No, Commando is coming back down. Never mind. Look like it's coming back down. There's hope. I just keep watching his command. Oh, and it just spiked again. Look, it's not looking good for Club as the Commando keeps skyrocketing into the multi-second range, which becomes something you can't really micro anymore.
Battle paused.
Look, I have to assume there's like a provision for a DC. Like, is TM confident? Well, they are confident. Look at that. Okay.
Definitely puts them at a disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
If you're kind of in that macro slot, which we see Andy was in, it really helps to be able to kind of throw units to your teammates and have them, be microed. So it's going to be tough for Andy to recover. Okay, that's kind of cute.
AD is too funny, man. Is Predator? Yeah. Well, Predator doesn't see it. He sees him building it, though, so...
He's walking there as well.
Yeah.
I think he will degun it for sure.
It's always funny looking away from AD and looking back, and he's just somewhere being a gremlin doing AD things
Battle
with sneaky
resumed.
labs.
Battle paused.
Oh, wait.
Battle resumed.
Doesn't look like they're taking. Looks like Predator is actually gonna go down here. Does not look like they're taking Club yet. Maybe they're waiting for him to fully DC, but they might need to like have him leave. I don't look. You know what? Pro can figure it out. These pawns do end up getting cleaned up, but yeah. Randy has gone to tier 2 of his own, not going for the instant fusion though, which I kind of think might end up hurting him. It looks like he's queuing it now, just getting a single Tsar first. 100 Tsars in queue though, maybe. It's maybe optimistic with no fusion behind it, but
Yeah, I really like the fusion first on the 14 wind speed map. Really sorts out those energy issues while you're trying to make that T2 transition, cap your mexes, produce those really expensive units. Definitely worth the investment early on.
yeah, especially when you're playing core vehicle, right? And everything here is so energy expensive that you kind of need it if you don't have consistent energy. And like you said, 214 wind is not fantastic. So getting that early fusion, makes it a lot easier to start making these units.
It's like the Tsar showed up at the right time. It's going to shoo away those few T2 tanks here in mid, but I've got a bad feeling Spotty can just kind of rotate around here to that high ground. It's like a couple of Tsars being shared across the map to Praetor. It's going to take a while to move across the map, though.
Yeah, and the Randy is getting this fusion up quite quickly. He's starting to metal stall. He should be able to start reclaiming some of these stallers and finish it off. It looks like he's finally able to take Club's base, which will give him, an access to a large amount of units that were just sitting here unused. Wait, 8D. Oh my God, this 8D guy, man, flying a pawn forward up the mountain to just go snipe some of these. Oh no, he went the wrong way. Wait. Oh my God! Look, he's just too smart. This 8D guy, he's too smart at these activities. Gonna get that pawn up and actually gonna start taking some of these exposed mexes.
The pawn transports was actually the first thing he said when we were playing the scrims. He was like, I have a good idea for this map, and then he started to flag pawns around.
Ooh. Unfortunately, loses that one to the mechs, and wait, he's walking this one away. It's oh man, he's gonna try and go. I guess he's got another pawn here. He's gonna start sniping all of these mexes. This is actually a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's really kind of adding up here. All those mexes on the right side of the map still haven't been taken as well, so you can see that's a pretty big advantage in terms of metal produced for the blue team. Already up about 20% here, and it's these T2 mexes come online. I'd imagine that lead is just going to continue to increase. Yeah, having one less person's APM is also definitely hurting Pro here, as now Randy needs to micro two separate fronts on a very wide front. Although Zhao is kind of in a sketchy position. He's got like a Tsar and Tigers in his face and not really a lot of units to deal with it. Like, he's going to try and gift some value with these stouts, but all these pawns from club are going to manage to shoo them away. Yeah, he's trying to get up the jammer here to go for the cloak snipe, but Andy could have seen that.
Well, he definitely sees it now as a few Tigers end up going down. Tsar is going to start tickling the commander. Although it does manage to get back in cloak. Oh, wait.
I think you will get the Deacon off.
Yes, he will. Gets Tiger. Multiple Tigers. Gets the Tsar. Definitely worthwhile trade. Buying a lot of time for his team.
8D's in the meantime going through the open space in the middle. That's not very well protected.
Now, this amount of pawns kind of unopposed here. Randy's going to try and get his commander in position, but I don't think he's going to get there in time, as there's just about 20-ish pawns running down into his base with really nothing here to stop them. No Shuris or anything.
8D stole a Tsar from Predator on the other side of the map.
Every time I look away from 8D, he's doing something different. It's every time. I can't, man. The pawns are going to get in the back line, and this is totally undefended. You're going to catch both tier 2 cons, and maybe even start killing some tier 2 mexes. Oh, man.
Yeah, this is starting to look like a really bad position, and getting the Tsar degunned on the right side, Tsar abducted on the left side, kind of losing all of your pressure. On top of that, you're taking economic damage in the back, losing, T2 cons, so really rough spot here for Pro.
Predator dying to the Tsar that got stolen from him is never a good feeling, as now there's just really nothing on the west side of the map to stop this. Oh, the tier 2 mech dying does kill a lot of those pawns, but so many mechs have died to the pawn raids from AD. Oh, Zao's gonna get some more good D-guns here. This one jammer really pulling its weight, although that's the friendly Tsar damage actually almost just made his day a little bit worse, but now Randy's still trying to push into this, but he's actually kind of run out of units here, and Zhao with the mass blitzes that he's built up is going to leak into Pro's backline again, and there's just nothing here to stop this.
Yeah, they have to get some counterplay, like Randy and Predator, but I think it's going to be rough to get that.
Oh my god! 3 Tsars get D-gun, and Zhao might actually get out. He needs one more Tsar hit. Randy needs to blind fire it, but...
he is not.
Oh! He spots him. Oh, the team kill! His own Tsar shoots him in the back. Oh my god. I mean, that's unfortunate, but definitely worth it. Yeah. 100% worth it. He killed D-gun so many Tsars. No, the blitzes have gotten in and totally eviscerated Pro's backline. Just so many mexes have gone down. 8D is pushing himself. Sharpshooters with Tsars as well. Oh, it looks like Randy just died to another Tsar in the mid. And it looks like Pro's going to call it.
Yeah, really unfortunate there, just the DCings, because, it just takes so much wind out of your sails, like pausing, unpausing, trying to take while you have this transition going on. You're getting harassed everywhere. A bit unfortunate situation to be in.
Yeah, and it kind of, it looked like it definitely took a lot out of Pro. They seem to have a build where they wanted to do some sort of early aggression into Zhao, and I didn't actually see when clubs started lagging, but it definitely was super unfortunate that it happened when it did.
Even the point with the Zarus, like if Inder Club would have microed them and would have watched them carefully, I would highly doubt that Zhao would have gotten those clutch D-guns off, because Randy had to do so much in the meantime, so he couldn't be
just
microing as good.
a bit too much APM requirement in a 3v3 like that. Although we are going into the 5v5, which those of you that had eyeballs earlier did see that somehow, someway, we're blaming Volshock for this. I don't know how, but we're going to find a way. The Pros team did get revealed, and of course, we've decided that this Autopilot guy is so good, he's going to 1v5 Pro, and I hope Pro can manage to defeat him. We'll have to see, but or I guess we can look that he does have teammates, he does have people with him, and we can kind of see it's a scary lineup here. I have to assume Club is going to be replaced here. We'll have to see who he gets replaced with.
Yeah.
But you can see both lineups here.
I guess that means I get to play.
Look, you got this. You just gotta win. All right, Pro needs something. They need 1 point. Or I guess it'd be 2 points. They need 2 points. They need something. It is a scary team to go up with, all things considered. looking at TM, it's kind of a scary team, but look, I have faith that maybe we'll see some good stuff here.
Just trying to sandbag for their easier week 2 matchups, you know. So.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hiding strats until they need a review revealed.
This is the reverse sweep time. There's only 1 game left, but still, this is the reverse sweep. If we don't think about it too hard, it makes total sense. You guys got this. This is the Pros comeback. I get to see Starwatcher. It should be kind of interesting with a 5v5. Yeah, I've seen it a bit in like pub games, right, without like the dedicated like shared co-op economy. But
yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Moonshine Run.
Yeah.
You know, kind of sideways glitters, perhaps. So
I kind of feel the same, right? Like it feels similar in how it plays. I feel like Moonshine was a little cleaner, maybe with like 5 like starting positions. Oh, maybe that's not even true. As Starwatcher feels very very well built for like 4 lanes. I feel like I maybe that's just my brain being broken, but it should be interesting to see how players handle like this little 5th awkward position. Which I'm curious we'll see any like air spawns or something. But yeah, Barcast, good luck, as I believe you're replacing Club.
That's right. Thank you for letting me join you guys, and good luck, guys.
Yeah, should be good.
Cheers.
All right, well, we're starting to get the players in the lobby now.
Maybe on Starwatcher we have the long game you want to have this evening.
Please.
On the last series, where Ram played against APM, I think the Starwatcher game ended with Titans, but
That's kind of exciting. I'm down for that, And if any team's gonna do it, TM is that team. All right, they're definitely a macro-oriented team that are very comfortable getting to that late game.
Yeah, we are all Aphis addicts combined.
Yeah, look, there's a reason you guys got this logo, all right? It's a very accurate logo. Although it looks like not just Club is being swapped out, it looks like Che is also being swapped out, because I see Shaman is in there. So look, you know what? We're just gonna Thanos snap them out of existence. There you go. Look, you guys get to see who's there. And hopefully we get that long game. It'd be nice to see. Yeah, let me see. Is anything else burning down that I need to worry about? Doesn't look like it.
Maybe you get to reveal another lineup for the next game, if there would be one.
I swear that was like, look, I'm gonna sound like a crazy person. I swear, we looked earlier and they weren't revealed. I go back and they're revealed. I swear. Oh my god.
I mean it happens, but it's like I don't think it's changing anything about the strategies the teams are playing.
Yeah, probably not. Realistically, it's just everybody's pretty chill, you know. Nobody's freaking out about it. Oh, it looks like everybody's already up. There's hope. We're getting in there. It looks like they're starting. Slowly but surely, it looks like they're starting. Oh, we can swap over. Now that we're starting to load into our last game, the 5v5 on Starwatcher. Man, it's so funny. Like the last clan league, I want to say like 6 months ago, was between Pro and TM, and it was kind of no, Pro, TM, and DME. I can't remember now all of a sudden, but I feel like I remember seeing this exact lineup between TM and Pro, and it kind of going this way of TM just winning every set, and it was kind of brutal as they're just hard players to play against. They're all very good, shockingly.
But I think that goes for the pros as well. Like it's a rough team to go against as well.
Yeah, I agree. Both teams here are very good. I think it's definitely a shame that Club is having these lag issues. As I think he'd be a good addition to Pro on a map like this. With his aggression would be quite good. Interesting spawns actually already from Pro.
They're probably aiming to get the commander faster through that pond.
Yeah. Shaman looking like he's just gonna walk forward and grab mexes, maybe get aggressive with that commander, but of course I'm just reading the arrows that you guys are seeing, so.
I'm very intrigued if the teams are starting with 4 laps each, or maybe only 3 laps.
Yeah.
I think Slick is going to walk his way as well. Like he won't build a lap, and Shaman won't build one as well.
Yeah, but where does Slick walk from here, right? You would think if he's walking forward, he would spawn on the 3 mechs, right? Is he just gonna grab the back mexes with his commander? That seems weird. That seems a weird.
I think he goes like this.
Oh, he goes like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that. That makes sense. Huh. Well, we're gonna have to see in a moment once these guys, you know, hit the go button. As I think we're this game could either be an hour long or it's going to be about 10 minutes long. One or the other, as this is a pretty volatile map with how open it is and how rateable, with a lot of very highly aggressive, high APM players.
Especially the ponds are kind of good to raid with early rascals, because you only see the radar dots when they get out of the water. Because in the water they are like totally covered by it. And they just pop out of nowhere, and when you don't have cover there, it kind of feels like, yeah, it's the same thing with the water map Sash and I played earlier. You can build rascals there as well and rovers, and go on the shallow water, and no radar can detect them.
Wait, rascals can go across with Ring Atoll? Is that what you're talking about? Rascals? Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, wow, I wish we had seen somebody go vehicle lab. I mean, I don't even know if that would have been good, but it would have been funny.
I built the vehicle lab at the moment Hydra and Highgain resigned. I had it online.
Wait, really? Oh, come on, we were so close. Dang it, I wanted to see that. That would have been funny. Well, it looks like we're getting, what is this, 3 labs from Pro? No. Only 2 labs from Pro. Both Barcast and Shaman are just walking. Oh, looks like Barcast is going to make a very late forward lab. Whereas we're seeing 4 labs from TM.
2 labs sounds like very, very little labs. Like, you won't have a lot of units on the field to cover up for the potential scouts coming out of the 4 labs from Auto Sash and AD.
Yeah, I would kind of agree. I feel like having this map's a little too big for a 2-lab play like this. You know, maybe, I mean, we'll have to see if that's right, as actually Barcast is naked, left all these mexes naked, no LTs at all. It's going to really come down to the rascals that get shared to him in his micro. Ooh,
Yeah.
just tapping all of his solars. Does lose the rascal, but not too bad overall. Slick did opt for an LT, so this rascal or rover's gonna drive right into it and die, which will keep his solars and his mexes a little bit safer.
Predator having those 2 rascals in the back is quite annoying. It takes a lot of APM to catch them.
Yeah, like a map like this, like I said, very volatile. In this early game, it's really gonna come down to you know, who can micro at this very high APM requirement. And really both teams doing a pretty good job defending. Nobody's really lost a whole lot, although this trade is definitely going against AD, as he's just lost a lot of his scouts and should lose a con if high gain micros.
Yeah, you will lose the con, I think. There is no way in saving it.
Well, Slick is bringing his own rovers over, and with both combined, with maybe even a good mech self-D. Oh, AD? Not terrible. Gets a few of the rovers, but not quite getting
Rovers
the connections
being
well.
Yeah, Rovers being slightly better in those scout fights as well, like slightly better than rascals.
Oh man, high gain does get in,
So
but... And it kind of showed it there, right? Those rascals were having a bit of a rough time into the mass rover from high gain. Ooh, a lot of blitzes already going across the map. Although it looks like Sash has gotten a lot of his own rovers into the backline and these undefended mexes.
and he has a lot more rovers incoming. So pretty tough to defend that with only that 1 lab Randy has.
Yeah, a lot of mexes are going down now. Yeah, Barcast's own units are going to get into position and should be able to clean up what few rovers got into the backline here, but a lot more have built up and are getting ready to get in. Oh, Randy maybe gets a good self-D here. Oh, just Sash well microed, keeps out of range. The rascals rovers are going to get on top of Randy's base. His commander's there. He should be able to defend it, but well, Sash ends up turning around anyway.
I think opting for taking down the Maxes is more value than going for the Solars over there.
Oh man. Well microed for Sash to dodge all of these self-Ds actually. He's just getting slightly bruised, barely slightly bruised to these self-Ds. A lot of damage being done on Barcast's side of the map. Multiple mexes going down, Solar's going down.
Pro as well with the 2 lap start, having struggled to spend all the metal there. Like Barcast has a full metal bar, high gain, and Randy have a lot of metal in the bank as well.
Oh yeah, it's not looking good for Pro's ability to actually spend this metal, as they have a large bank and just lost, I want to say, like 20 mexes. We have incisors chasing rascals or rovers in the backline, which is never the situation you want to be in. While there's you know, incisors starting to pressure the front line of Randy's like lane, I guess I'll say, but wait, dude, with the forward vehicle lab's gonna start making some looks like Lasher Pounder. Yeah, Lasher Pounder start putting some pressure on Predator, as Predator once again does not have his own lab. I really am kind of agreeing with it. I feel like the 2 lab start here is really hurting Pro, as they just don't have the unit production to
Commander destroyed.
fight all of this. Wow, somehow Blind did not see that, as Sash and Shaman just traded, and Auto is already in position to secure this.
Yeah, Randy had to stay a lot longer in base because he needed his build power there, and that's a lot of metal going in.
Tier 2 lab going down for Pro, but I mean TM already has theirs down with their fusion, about 20% underway.
We have a little of a T1 brawl on the bottom side between Spodey and and that's embarrassing. I forgot the name.
It's
Yeah, from Barcast,
Barcast.
Yeah.
It's fine. Look, he's renamed it. This is the rename meta. It's coming back to bite us.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh. Ooh, nice self-dees from Autopilot. Actually, it prunes off a decent amount of blitzes there. With the incisors reinforcing, it's going to force High Gain to turn around. Yeah, once again, Pro not opting for that instant fusion, going right into units. Gonna make it very difficult, I feel like, to spend their metal with this energy deficit they find themselves in.
They're going for the fusion right now. And it will finish quite soon as well.
I guess that's true. He's a pretty decent metal bank. He's not actually making a whole lot of units. Just slightly behind. High Gain's starting to push back AD, but I guess the Tiger's going north. Maybe they're feeling under pressure with the Tiger having to go north, and it looks like Shaman is being shared a Tiger to go south, which will actually give them some amount of ability to push back as they're starting to you know, losing pressure and mid here.
The mid of Pro's looking not that strong as well.
Tiger's on the way, but it's definitely not going to get there in time to hold against these blitzes. A couple LLTs are going to annoy Sash and prune away some of the blitzes, but I think we're about to watch a lot of mexes die on Pro's side of the map again.
Yeah. Those mexes died a lot of times this game. And High Gain died at the top side.
Looked like he just died to an LLT? I'm assuming he went to. There's too many. The map this big. There's too many things happening. We're missing out. Somehow High Gain just died in LLT range. Well, 8D is totally alive. Well, he's trying to degun the wreck. Did not actually manage to degun it before turning around. But these blitzes are in and killing Barcast space again. All of his mexes have gone down. His solars are going down. There's Tigers on the front line starting to push Predator's shared blitzes back, but it looks like TM's pretty content to just fly their tier 2 cons around and get their mexes up as they're already up to 2 fusions, while Pro is still on their first one.
But I don't think that's like the issue right now. Like none of the teams are e-stalling, even though of the 1k energy income difference.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more of an issue to the giant gaping hole in the south of Pro where there doesn't appear to be any mexes. That might be a slightly larger issue.
Yeah.
And really there's just more units pushing them almost on every front. AT even opting for his own second tier 2 vehicle lab on the north. I think
Barcast and High Gain will be in the rough spot soon. I don't see any counterplay against the Zara on the bottom, and I don't see a lot of counterplay against that T2 lab from 8D there.
Yeah, Barcast did manage to get a jammer up, but I think Spodey should be able. Like, he should see it. He should know it's there, and well, actually, he doesn't. Well, he knows it's there, but he should have plenty of time to defend against this. Even going to commit his grunts, actually. Ooh, okay, sees the beamers. No, he is actually committing a decent amount of them. Gonna spot Barcast.
I think he's trying to spot the jammer location to set targeted with the Zara.
Barcast doesn't have the energy to actually cloak here. Like he's not getting enough share. Oh, Spodey going for the walk actually. The wall. The self D timing. Yeah, okay, there he goes.
Oh no. Oh no.
Wait, can he dega? He might not even need to self D. You can just dega. He's just gonna do that. He's just gonna open the door for his grunt wave, and just like that, Barcast has nothing between him and a few dozen grunts with his R behind it. Good degan.
Second lap. The second lap from Spodey coming up as well. Like there is going to be a flood of grunts on the bottom side now.
Oh man. Yeah, with the door open, this is where the grunt flood is definitely going to get some value. Barcast Commander is going to go down. Like a few Tigers coming down is you're gonna do a little bit to delay this, but once again, Sash has a bunch of blitzes in the backline. Oh, they might get the tier 2 con here. It's a decent amount of LLTs. Shuriken's coming in might actually save it, it looks like. Unfortunately, not gonna get that tier 2 con. Oh. I want to say, okay, no, it's not gonna get that tier. Look, I figured the moment I looked away that con was gonna die, but no, he actually does manage to defend it.
But it looks like it won't be a Titan game. I'm very sure.
Yeah. The lack of ability to hold on to these mexes in the south, or frankly even the north, are really hurting Pro. They just don't have the economy to fight back against this. Just the tier 2, early tier 2 phase is just too much for them. Sash is still on blitz tech, and you know why not? Why shouldn't he make blitzes considering the value he keeps getting with them? Why shouldn't he? Barcast is gonna try and dive on the Tsar. Might get a good surround, but there are a decent amount of grunts here that Spody should be able to defend this against. Yeah, the Tsar should manage to stay safe here. In fact, the Tsar I think kills more grunts than you know Barcast did, but oh man. Oh, I just looked at the minimap and looked how many tier 2 mexes there are for TM versus Pro, and that paints a poor picture as the metal income is skyrocketed for TM.
I mean, the metal produced difference is already at 50%, and it's only going to get worse from here on.
Yeah, it is looking brutal, especially as once again Sash has gotten in with this blitz ball for, I want to say, the 4th time of leaking into this position. Barcast has just started rebuilding these mexes, and he's just now going to lose them again, as these blitzes just are unending. Looks like Shaman's going to try and dive on the Tsar, but actually going to dive past it, but taking a lot of damage to do so.
Yeah, there is nothing to back this up. Like those 6 tigers will just probably die and get eaten by Spody, and maybe they get some value, but I highly doubt it.
Well, looks like High Gain is all in a similar position of staring down the barrel of Azar, although it looks like he has a Banisher of his own to start poking back at it. A lot of pawns being made from High Gain, maybe looking for a position to leak in himself. The Tigers are continuing to go in the south, but like there's not a whole lot for them to get. I mean, they can start getting some X's, but Shurikens are already coming down to EMP them.
Sash managed to kill all the mexes on the bottom side once again with his blitzers.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like these mexes for Pro have not been taken for very long, for almost the entirety of the game. They get built and die, and then they get built and they die again, and Tigers and all getting EMP'd in the south. Oh, he's going again. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's coming with the next 30 blitzers, but this time Shaman's commander is in the position to stop them.
There should be no way these blitzes get in. This many LLT, Shaman's commander, the D-guns are going to come out. Yeah, finally Pro has decided enough is enough. Alright, we've already lost all these mexes. They're not even rebuilt yet. No more leaks happening. Which, you know, Sash probably got his value. He's probably pretty content with what he's done in the south with those blitzes. AD does have some banishes of his own, actually. High Gain letting him push out. He's going for a total surround. Actually, he's going to jump on top of this. There's a decent amount of pounders here, though. Going to make it kind of hard to get on top of this army with pawns. Especially as his other half of his army did not commit. Only half of High Gain's army committed to this.
In the mid, there is a big push as well.
Surprising choice from High Gain there to only commit half his army. But yeah, this mid push from Slick looking almost unstoppable. Pounders are the iconic, almost impossible to push against combo. Running up against just Mass Tiger, but really it's going to be a struggle for Pro to defend against this. Looks like they're going to clean up Sash's Tsar in the mid with the use of these Shuris and some Tigers, but it's looking somewhat dire.
Commander destroyed.
That's a very rough spot to be in. Like all the fronts are burning. 115% army value ahead.
And Pro's now down to the last commander. 8D is continuing to push almost all the way to Predator's spawn. Well, actually, every lane is starting to push now. You know, Spode even shared a few banishers of his own. Sash going for Starlights in mid with his own lab to probably back up Slick's push or start pressuring another lane. 8D is getting a little bit surrounded. There's some Tigers trying to wrap around behind this, but the Pounder Banisher just looking too difficult to actually get on top of with just the low amount of units Pro can bring. 8D, the Cloak might get a couple tanks here. Nope, just barely. Not quite gonna repeat Zhao's feat of de-gunning the entire army.
Autopilot going for the first aphis of the game as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get there. As Randy, I think, smells what's happened and he's gonna jump out.
Yeah.
Kind of a unfortunate game where everything just kind of went wrong. I really do feel like you kind of hit the nail on the head of the 2 lamb versus the 4 lamb was just kind of too much aggro for Pro to deal with at a certain point. There was just too many units. And just not enough response from Pro. Like, no pressure of their own. They couldn't defend South Mex. It was just totally brutal.
I like the idea though with Barcast being so fast in that choke point on the front. Like he was there so fast. He had the choke point sealed down so early. But on the other lanes, like the leaks were too brutal and couldn't be dealt with.
Yeah, hard to
So
recover
it didn't
from.
make up for it. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna see if we can find maybe, you know, Randy or Zeeberg if they want to jump in here and save us. And hold on, let me see. And I think you know, we if I remember right, the Clan League is wait, doesn't it say on the home screen? Hold on, I need Randy's soothing voice to explain it to me. Yeah, so it looks like there's a decent amount of time between the next matches.
I'm as well. I have no answer to your question.
I know. Like, look, this is we got other people to we got other people to go to and ask and answer these questions for us.
Yeah, I have my people, Sash and Auto. They tell me we have games there who can play,
Look,
and then we play.
it may be written right in front of me, but as an American, I can say, you know, reading is so overrated, okay? When I could just have a nice, soothing British voice explain it to me. Oh, look, he's here. Randy, hey, how's it going?
Hello.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You guys are planning, just reading this very briefly, you guys are planning to do this about once a month, right? Like the Clan League?
Yeah, so there's 4 teams that'll play a match each month. So this month was RAM versus APM, Pro versus TM. Next month is TM versus RAM and Pro versus APM. That'll be sometime in December. The teams will talk amongst themselves to find a date when both teams can field enough players.
Well,
then once that's decided, it'll be announced and streamed.
Out of curiosity, is it going to be the same maps? Just randomized, I'm assuming, like the picks, but the same pool?
The maps have been pulled out for the next week. I'll just find them for you.
Oh, nice. Well, look, I'm sure we can convince a certain Volshock to go make us nice Figma slides that I'll somehow ruin. But it is okay. Look, that does look fun. Not that anybody else will get to see it because, you know, I would have to go leak some DMs, and those are very private. You know, very private between Randy and I. We don't want to release things, but you know, I'm looking forward to that. It should be fun. Did you said this sometime in December?
Yeah, so it'd be up to the teams to come to some agreement when they can both play it, and when those teams have come to those decisions, we'll announce the streams ahead of time, hopefully.
Well, like I'm looking forward to that. It should be fun to watch. You know, hopefully we don't get the same internet issues with Club. We get to Pro to take something back. Maybe somebody to dethrone TM. They're looking too clean, too good. They're just beating everybody. But
Yeah, there's pretty one-sided affair. Bit disappointing, but
look, that just means you guys gotta bring it back, you know. And if anybody can do it, I don't doubt it. You gotta bring it back and give TM a challenge.
yeah, we were so close. Maybe if just without that internet issue, we would have. Could have been 7-2. Who knows?
Could have been. Could have been. And look, all you need is that one. You know, you just need to wound them. You need to show that they can bleed. That's all you gotta do. That's all it takes. But all right, is there any more that we should talk about before the next set? Or are we good to call it for the day, Randy?
I think that's all the matches played. Did you want to announce the maps for the next?
I could
Next month's
announce it.
games?
I don't have anything pretty because, you know, I have an
You
ugly.
can use your beautiful voice. I'm sure the people would love that.
Well, look, let me go to the map screen, and we can actually look at this. So, for the next set, which will be in December, the 1v1 will be Aurelia into Heartbreak into Eye of Horus, which is all pretty fun maps, pretty consistent, pretty normal 1v1 maps. 2v2 is going to be Mariposa, big fan, love that map. 3v3 is going to be Gasbag Gabbins, which... fantastic map. Aiden, please make us more maps. We appreciate you. 5v5 is going to be Salt Reef, which, you know, we saw that a bit in Omega Series, I think 3, I want to say. But it led to some interesting games. I'm looking forward to a lot of this. Should be kind of fun. But on that note, all right, we will call it for the day, and hopefully you guys, you know, you enjoyed this set. And oh wait, I do see that we just see some TM guys in the academy. Do they want to come up here? Are they trying to do a finalist interview? Oh, that they're so ahead of themselves. That's crazy.
Should I drag them up then?
Look. I feel like it's only fair. They've showed up. We might as well. Look. The TM guys are here.
Okay, guys.
Hello.
Look,
Hello.
Look, I was planning on you know leaving, but look, you guys are here. You guys are gonna be feeling pretty good. You kind of looking kind of dominant, I guess I want to say.
We
Looking pretty
dominated. Yeah.
good. Look. Maybe you gotta keep it up. We'll have to see. You know, maybe in the next one, maybe somebody will surprise you guys. You know, you have to. We'll have to see. As we did just see the maps for the next one. It should be kind of fun.
At least there is no Ring Atoll in there. That's the most
That's a goated map. That's a goated
I'm with Sash. That was cool, man. Well, come on.
Nah.
What are we doing?
It's just frigates on repeat, I don't know.
But there's actually things to fight over. Look, I don't know, man. That's crazy.
What is there to fight over? 1.6 max in the middle? I don't
There's
know.
mexes everywhere. It's so active.
The worst thing about Ring Atoll is that there is no space to build Aphis on.
That's true.
Yeah, that's why we
true.
dislike
and our
it so much.
logo,
You could fit
and
some.
our
Come
logo
on.
is just literally Aegis.
You guys just gotta start reclaiming mexes. You could fit some Aphis in there, okay? Like, you could get a little bit. It wouldn't be
And
clean.
Contour it's on C, right?
Yeah.
Is that? Oh gosh, that's actually so goated.
Wait,
build.
do you even do C contours? Wouldn't you do the tier 2 engineers or something? Aren't those like better than contour? You can just build them on the coast. Look, I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I heard it's true.
Look, I believe in you guys to find a way to make Aphis on that map.
Randy, why didn't you play 1v1? What was the cause?
We had other people who wanted to play 1v1, so the team games are worth more points though. So
You're the goat. Yeah, I just was hoping to see you against Soda.
We wanted a
there's no
rematch.
1v1 maps great for mine, so I dodged.
Oh, you dodged. Okay.
Unlucky.
I'm so scared that I might play Randy, but he spared me and played 3v3.
Randy was trying solo play there. No teammates in the club left him alone, and Fretter no love gaming.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate. So unfortunate, man. That timing of Club DC on repeat as like the attacks coming. Oh god, it was just brutal.
Randy,
It was awful. I couldn't even take him properly. It took like 3 minutes of trying to take him.
Who created this thread? Who created this thread where Predator is just walking and Inda is making fun? Is that the Indie Club's idea?
It didn't go exactly to plan, so.
But it is Indie Club's idea, after all.
It was based on like similar to what we did on Canis River in a 3v3 tournament. We had one player like be open very aggressively. Someone can then just mass cons out and try to cap a lot of mixes, and another player's just a bit of a battery. And we thought Preto on that left side could cover off the choke with an LLT.
Yeah, your strat definitely seemed pretty interesting. Wouldn't say it's bad, but turned.
It worked well in practice games when no one disconnected.
Oh yeah.
It kind of looked from like a spectator perspective that there was like a window where Zhao might have died, and I don't know if that's like when Club's internet issues started, but it looked like there was a window where he just had so many units. I was wondering if he just went forward if Zhao would die, but you know, it didn't quite end up going that way.
Struggling with his connection a bit to try and
unfortunate
micro it.
Yeah, it would have been very interesting to see that game. Like, apart from the 5v5, the 3v3 I think was the most interesting matchup. Yeah, it kind of sucks that it went that way. Maybe we can rematch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think at the end of the season, the top two teams play against each other, so hopefully we can get there.
Look, we gotta get there. We have to see the rematch. We have to see maybe, hopefully, Pro getting a win, what at least at a minimum. Come on, they gotta get one.
Can't go any worse.
That's true.
You have to beat APM then. They're pretty gamey lately, so.
Yeah, they're tough and.
Well, you got new members, Hayashi and Hydra. Yeah, it was slaying the 2v2. The first time I hear about that guy.
I was pretty afraid of Hydra because I suspected he might play Ring Atoll, and he's like the supreme goat of C gaming there, I think.
Yeah, but it's different. C on one map is not the C on the other, so.
Look, there's mexes to fight over on Atoll. It's crazy. Look, that's totally different. It's a whole new game.
I know. This tournament I was just killing maxes. Ring Atoll, I just sneaked one supporter, killed a lot of max. Here I just leaked so many blitzes. And already tried to sell a lot of maxes actually. I was kind of scared.
I kind of noticed in the Starwatcher one there was a lot of that, but
doesn't feel good when you're salting about 8 maxes though.
No, it does not.
It starts to add up after a while.
Especially when you see like nothing dies from them, like you just bruise a rover and it's like, well, okay. And then 4 mexes later, that's still just bruising rovers, and it just doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel good.
I think there's only one good self-D.
Yeah, that's rough. It is rough, but all right. If there's nothing else, any more shit talk to get thrown at each other, guys, you know, we're all relatively good sportsmanship here. Okay, none of us being too bad against each other, but you know, if that's it, I think we'll call it until December. We'll get to see some good games between APM and Pro, and then what'd you say, RAM and TM? I think, right? Should be pretty fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for us. Then we will be back then. And I think Zeeberg did say what the APM tournament is. Is that next week? Yeah, he does say next week. The APM tournament qualifiers are next week. All right. So, man, there's a lot of tournaments in the upcoming month or two. But
thank you for having me casting, and see you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It was good. But that is going to be it for us, so we will see you guys next time.
I'd just like to say thanks to everyone for helping sort the stream out and the graphics, and Zeeberg and Zix for helping doing a lot of the work, making this tournament work.
Really, I want to say the graphics look best out of all tournaments. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's a sick job.
it was kind of funny that Volshock was saying that this was like he was disappointed in how like bare bones this was, and I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, like this looks insane. Like it looks so good. Like I don't know what he's talking about, but he did a very good job on a pretty short notice, all things considered. But yeah, we do appreciate this Volshock guy, even if he does yell at me when I failed the Figma slides. But it's not my fault this time. I promise you. We're not going to go down that. But anyway, that is it for us. We'll be back next time. There should be about a week until the APM tournament, and hopefully we can see some more good games. All right, there we go. We're done. We're out. We're free. Holy.
Fuck me.
I swear to you.